February 2022 meeting. Looks like it's going to be fairly light.
With no Amigas.
Yeah, unfortunately. I was already scrambling.
We got the Pi Amiga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sadly, I was already scrambling to get down here in time.
Yeah, and actually, to be fair, I loaded up my 500 in the truck if Dave shows up and wants to,
Yeah.
help diagnose something. But I thought, man, I don't want to get it out if I don't need to yet. So.
Well, there was the email going around about potentially bringing stuff.
I don't think he was ever intending on bringing stuff. I think that he was just saying that.
I think all of them can answer at this time.
Yeah.
Who's there? Talking about Mark?
Dan.
Oh, Dan's.
Yeah. I think he's kind of done with Amiga stuff. So he was just
He
saying what he
hasn't
did.
been in the meeting for several years.
Hey! Yeah. So I think he was just letting us know that
He's got stuff to sell if we want it.
Or just to get rid of because but then I realized, I was like, oh, this guy's got lots of stuff. And then I jumped in front and I realized that was kind of an ass move on my part. I didn't mean to. I was like, if Dave is not interested in any of this stuff, then I am.
Yeah.
I'm
going to go grab a laptop from inside there and then I will shut the door.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
And at one point in time, and had an Amiga 1 too.
Yeah. Yeah, I still got the other little Amiga 85. What is it?
Amiga X5000.
X5. Yeah, the one that you let me that said it doesn't work. I haven't looked at that yet. It's in the box. What is it? Little mini one.
Oh, maybe that's another one. I have a micro AmigaMCCC.
That's what it is.
Right?
Huh?
Did I really get one?
You gave it to me, the one that's rusted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you want it back, I can bring it.
No.
I haven't had time to mess with it. My daughter's moving back
You
in.
want another one? I have an Amiga 8. The first Amiga, the one I got, was Amiga 1, I think it was SD. It's kind of a power thing.
Yeah, I remember you seeing that. No, that's all right right now.
It never worked well, even when it was new.
Really?
I was always having memory problems with it. I tried to back up files or something on it. It was just weird. It was one of the first ones off the line.
Where did you get it from?
I got it new from
Oh, I think. They still around? There you go. Well, my daughter's moving back in with me, and so so it's kind of it's just a temporary thing.
Yeah. A couple of years from now, you'll say, yeah, it's all temporary enough.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all right. It's while she finds a better job. She's been in Oklahoma City, so in fact, that's what I was going to ask you. I guess there's nothing to really ask you, but it's not hard to rent trailers, is it? I mean, there's not so in demand because I'd be driving from here to
We got jobs here.
and then bring it back. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Everybody's moving here. It's like,
Yeah.
they had a complete shortage in California. We got word they have no.
It's an Amiga group chat about. Oh, this is old-time Amiga computers. Okay.
This Dan's bringing all that computer stuff here?
I don't think so.
Is that?
I thought he was just saying that he had it.
Oh, that's kind of the way I interpret it.
Well, if he actually brings it.
4,000 T was donated to the club, and he went and picked it up.
Oh, really?
I did not know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, we kept asking, when are you going to bring it to a meeting? Oh, someday. But
Oh my gosh.
and it was 4,000 T with a full poster set.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, if it's the clubs, then one of us should take it because we're always here.
Yeah, no kidding. Or sell it in the club, she get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured he'd just let it slide on by until we forgot about it.
The job didn't forget anything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got my, but yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna be taking a trailer from here, taking it up to Oklahoma City, and then bringing it back full of stuff, and so it's probably not difficult to get a hold of that, is it?
No, well, they're all packed. We spent all day yesterday putting stuff out of the shop, out all the places, taking like 10 at a time to each place. A little bit packed in there to get parked in there.
That's funny, yeah.
This is the slowest time of the year too.
Oh, wow, okay.
Every year around Valentine's Day, the first, 10 days before and after are just dead.
Oh, that's
As
weird.
usual. Spring break will kick in and then will be the shortage.
Yeah, oh, gotcha. I guess that makes
What
sense.
about old spring cleaning or something, you know?
Yeah, and it's the days off, you know, between Christmas and New Year's, all the places run out of trucks and trailers. And
I'll just show up down there and say, hey, Johnny sent me. I mean,
they'll say, who?
Yeah.
Maybe you could get a discount.
Yeah. They're not expensive, actually.
No,
They're pretty cheap. I was surprised.
yeah.
It's like $30, you know, but then they add a little on for some kind of
People out
insurance.
there like to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
See, for $30 I get that truck, they'll never take it back.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Move all the decals.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Wow.
I would think that would be a costly endeavor if somebody did something like that.
Yeah, we get quite a few of those back that they find somewhere, some recognizes as the usual. I just took one, they had like 3/4 of the decals removed, they cut a hole in the wall behind the cab so they could go from the cab to the back of the truck.
Well, don't they have I'm sure they have like a name and a credit card on file and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, well, some people get around that, oh, this credit card was stolen, or they just got it temporarily and they used all the money.
Yeah, some kind of gift card or something.
Yeah.
A Visa gift card.
Or they just dropped it, and it turns out that they're not really doing anything.
Yeah, I'm fortunate because I have a truck, so I don't need a van. I'm just gonna get a trailer.
There's a lot of places people come in there trying to use cash, and boy, when they find out they can't use cash, it's like, what? Why can they can't give you cash?
Yeah.
Of course bankers can't give us cash.
Yeah, exactly. Because we want it back.
It's bad enough that it's a credit card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have seen me try to use a debit card at the rental place one time. That was pretty funny.
Oh, wait, a debit? They wouldn't take that?
No.
Debit cards become really hard, as I found out. Because people will go in and buy something, then rush down to the bank and draw all the money out.
Boy, people are...
You know, they mess it up for the rest of us, don't they?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I know some, like you go on eBay sometimes, you'll see someone will not take debit cards.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Like you say, we're in it for the rest of us.
I was taking my wife to the doctor's 3 or 4 months ago and got in there and gave her Medicare and supplemental insurance card, et cetera. And then when we went to check out, they said, oh, well, we don't, I don't remember what the problem was, but they wanted us to pay for the appointment. And we have a credit card? No, we don't accept credit card.
What?
Cash only.
Wow.
Oh.
I
Under the
had some
table.
money on me, but
Not that much.
and I need to go back. I got something in the mail the other day from my supplemental insurance carrier on it, and they have reimbursed the doctor for the appointment.
Oh no.
Now I have to go down there and demand my money back from
No
them.
wonder they like cash.
Yeah. No record, always in cash, never in writing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But I'm trying to think of the last place that I had that didn't take a credit. Usually, places that don't take credit cards, in my experience, they've been like government places.
Mhm.
Like whenever I try to go get my registration or something like that, and they're like, we don't take cash. I mean, now they'll at least take a credit card, but they'll say, oh, there's a 3% transaction fee, which, you know, I guess makes sense, whatever. You know, it's like you're going to cover the, but yeah, I'm kind of, he's right. I don't, and sometimes they wouldn't even have change. It's like, I've had where you had to write it, you have a check, you have to write a check for the exact amount and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't carry a checkbook around with me. You know, it's like you don't take cash or I don't, you know, or something like that. So the way I had to do it was there was this is in Plano many years ago though, so they've since it's not the same anymore. But I had to, was it Plano? It was actually located in Frisco. It was something, a bit of something. It was Fort Collin County, and so I went into this area and they're like, yeah, you have this ATM machine right over here, and so I went over to the ATM machine. And it was just like, you know, it's like a $4 transaction fee. I'm like, man, I bet these guys are making money hand over fist. That's what it was. It was cash only. They wouldn't take a check.
Hello.
Hey, Lord.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome in.
All right, great to be here.
Yeah. Growing the beard, I see.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let it all hang out.
There you go. It was like me. It was like, it was like, you can get a haircut, and I'm like, maybe someday.
Yeah, I let mine go for about 2 months there. Cut it. I grew a beard like 6 months when COVID first started, but
Yeah.
I stopped. So thought we maybe see some 4,000 here.
See, yeah, I mean, we were debating.
Mhm.
Is I read from his email, and I think Ned thought the same thing, that he was just saying that he had them, but I don't think he had any intention of bringing them. That dude hasn't been to. I've only seen him. Last time I saw him was at the Grand Prairie Library.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Never did go to Burleson, so.
No, it was definitely way too far.
Yeah. But yeah, I hadn't seen him since then. But then, yeah, Johnny was saying that 4,000 T was donated to the group. I thought it was his, but apparently it says it's sitting in his closet. But I don't know. I didn't get the idea that he was bringing it. I thought he was just saying that he had them.
I thought maybe you might show up. I don't know.
Maybe so I could always be wrong. Hey, man of the hour.
How you guys doing?
Good, you all right?
Yeah, doing good, doing good.
Here you go. Got your little gift.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Dude, I was trying to get it in the mail and just send it over to you. And I was like, the meeting's coming. I was like, man, it's still like 2 weeks away. And I thought, he's like, don't worry about it. I think, all right, I'll just, I'll bring it so I make sure he shows up.
Oh, that's great. Thanks. Oh my God, I haven't seen this in years.
I don't know what the little dots on the top or whatever. I don't know what it is. I got.
Let's see what we got. Oh, the 520, the hard disk controller thing.
No,
no,
this
no,
is
it's just
a
a
video
RF.
output. It does audio, video out. Oh no, audio in. So you would have a Y cable that you plug in on the stereo ports from the Amiga to this, and then you have video out. If not, you use the RF like you had on the old Ataris.
Yeah,
But
it's like your channel 3 and 4.
yeah,
not bad.
we used to use this back in the '90s to dump animation out to video.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow.
If we couldn't do it frame by frame on a higher quality thing, if we didn't have a Genlock either, but.
Yeah, we had to have that whenever we couldn't afford a monitor because we had
Jeez.
to, my friend, it's like he had a TV. In fact, there was those Amiga 500 kits were sold with those later
Yes.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember down in South America, at least in Ecuador, all the 500s came with this.
Yeah.
So this and, God, what software? TextCraft.
Oh yeah.
TextCraft Plus.
Oh
was it.
yeah.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never even used that, and I've seen like the manuals and stuff for it. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, basic word processor.
It's kind of like IBM Assistant. What was it called? I don't remember. Doc Assistant or something like that. Writing Assistant, I think. It's an older IBM software that you had to use. It was kind of the same thing. It was very basic.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it came in this real nice packaging with a pull-out binder like that, and, stuff like that. Stuff that's long gone now.
I don't know. Computer Reset has a bunch of that stuff.
Well, I should say long gone from me.
Yeah. So much
I
IBM
can only
stuff
collect
and
so
manuals.
much stuff. you know.
Exactly.
I've got my Amiga collection, and that's about it anymore.
For those of you, well, I guess all of us were here last month, and we were, Sal was talking about moving the meeting to, where was it?
The National Video Game Museum up in Frisco.
Well, I sent Sal an email the following day or something, and, said that's fine by us. I put one comment in there about the fact that, it would really be nice if we do that, if we could, if we get kind of a firm schedule like we have here, and not be meeting
Mm-hmm.
sometime one month and some other time the next month, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But, and then I didn't hear from Sal for a while, and I sent him an email about a week or 10 days ago and asked him about it. And he said that he just hadn't really gotten around to it. His health, he hadn't been feeling well or something. He hadn't really followed up on it. And I said, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the ball's in his court, I guess, at the moment.
I did some preliminary checking around, just trying to Google and find stuff. Now, of course, I started with kind of the Plano area, which was just kind of like, I don't know. But then I was like, well, I need to be DFW. And so it's very difficult to find a place that, first off, just even Googling the right word, because there's all kinds of places that are out there that want to rent you space.
Of course.
And they're out there, and it's just, so I'm starting to do free and do something, or even if it's a nominal fee or whatever. But every place, the closest thing I found was like the libraries, were like $30 an hour, minimum of 2 hours, and a few things like that. And so I started digging more, and I'm like, well, where did some people go? And I didn't spend a whole lot of time, but that was kind of my preliminary thing. And I thought, well, we'll wait and hear back from Sal on that.
Upstairs at Central Market, I guess.
So, is that a thing?
Yeah, a lot of them have a second floor, a little coffee area where you can sit down and do whatever.
Yeah, I don't. Would they allow something that's organized or? To be fair, we're not jumping up on tables here. We're not, breaking out the booze, doing keg stands or anything. Yeah. It's like we clean up after ourselves. So.
I think Sal's biggest problem though is just the mask.
Oh, that
issue.
is, yeah, for sure. It is what it is. I don't know. It's.
I think he just happened to be in here the time when that board member came in.
Yeah,
it was here too. So.
Karen.
There's a place in Grand Prairie called PJ's Coffee
Pretty
Shop
much.
and Meeting Room. It's a chain. So we've got places all over.
I didn't know about that. That certainly didn't come up on any searches that I found.
I was going on that Beltline over there south of I-30 in Grand Prairie, and I just come up to it. It said PJ's Coffee Shop and Meeting Room.
Well,
it was a brand new building, just been built. I was like,
cool.
Someone said it's somewhat of a chain.
Those places like that, will they allow you to bring equipment in?
Yeah, I know. That's what. There's nothing there to say what or how much it costs, or do they just let you go in there and hope you'll be drinking gallons of coffee while you're having your meeting?
Yeah,
really.
That's not a bad idea. We used to have LAN parties in a restaurant, and the deal was, we'd eat there. Yeah. We were in business. We were, which is surprising because I was a poor college kid. But
yeah, there's a place on Frankfurt, I think, called Coffee House Cafe, and we used to have coffee and code in there at the Android developers group.
Yeah, we got to doing that at when we was at that Grand Prairie Airport. We got they started, they bring food in there to the room with a meeting. They got to go over there eating, we had their hamburgers and everything.
That was fun.
Yeah, especially down.
I know that Spring Creek Barbecue, I think almost all of them have a meeting room set aside, and you can hold meetings in there.
Yeah, I was part of a group.
I don't know if that's, if they charge for that, or just they expect you to come in there and, have lunch with your meeting or whatever, but.
I would think they would.
Yeah, they kind of expect you to eat there. I wasn't in charge of it, so I don't know if they were charging a fee for it, but it was kind of, dining area off to the side, the doors they would close and put
Room
a note
reserved
up there.
sign on
Yeah,
it,
reserved for so-and-so, It was
DJs.
quite a bit of a bigger group. It was
Oh,
probably
yeah, they can.
25 to 30 people at least, you know, sometimes up to 50 or more. But that was a while ago.
That's one of the problems I have with using, you know, search engines to find stuff on the internet. I mean, I can put exactly what I want in there.
Yeah.
And the search engine comes back with all kinds of random stuff, totally.
It's because they pay for that. They pay
Yeah.
for you to see their stuff. That's exactly right. That's why, you know.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. But, you know, I'd even thought about, I thought there might be like even a church that would have like a, you know, because the churches a lot of times have a, you know, a fellowship hall or something like that, and it's like make special arrangements as long as they know that, hey, one person, hey, I am responsible for doing that. I would think that they do that. If we need to say Hail Mary before we go in or something,
yeah.
I don't know if anyone's really opposed to that or whatever.
We used to meet, one of our chapters used to meet at a church in North Richland Hills for several years until we got kind of thrown out of there and they discovered we had floppy disk with racy pictures on them.
Oh no.
That's hilarious.
Uh-oh.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Nice.
They weren't even probably good
The question
pictures.
is how they find out.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's what I say. That member, they should have just thrown that member out. It's like, you gotta, you know, that's somebody who, like,
Well, there certainly weren't
stupid
showing
enough
on the
to-
computer screen there to meet them.
I'm surprised that those low resolution, I'm surprised they could even make out what it was. That's funny. So I don't know, that's an option. If we don't hear back, then maybe we can follow up. Maybe I can follow up. Or at least find out. I'll go that. I can check with them too.
Well, just know if they the mask mandate around here anytime soon, which I was trying to read the tea leaves on the chat, and nobody's really mentioned anything about that. But if they do, you know, we still got the electronics room over there.
Yeah.
If we want to poke away at anything, hardware-wise.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this is a good place. I just, you know, if they're, I don't know. This gets, it starts hurting my ears is actually what it is. I figured they might be letting it go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, everywhere else is kind of like, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sure
Maybe
the
we need to
vocal
have a
members
trucker convoy come in through here.
Yeah, we'll push for it.
It's already blocked off enough of the street. I see if they moved the construction over to the other side of the street.
Yeah, they've finally
Yeah.
started working on the other side. Yeah, I forget what the hang-up was, but I guess they were stalled out on doing the building for a long time for some reason.
Some kind of sewer pipe or electrical thing or.
Oh yeah, the utilities. They don't want to do any of their work on time whatsoever.
Yeah, they're on their own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's funny. Isn't that a video game museum?
Yeah, up in Frisco. You know, I guess that people were to pop their heads in, they'd see some weird computers they hadn't seen before, I suppose.
You know, that would seem, yeah. And I mean, this is fun. I guess it's sometimes. Do we have a existing reservation here at 2:00 every time? So was it a fluke last time or just?
Yeah, it was a fluke last time.
Oh, okay.
We just had to split the room with Art there for a second for the second hour, but from here on out through July, I think we've got this room from 2 to 4.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know if. Oh, yeah. That was your email about the AGA machines, right?
Yes.
Yes. So anyway, sorry about that. Whenever I said, I was like, 'cause at first I was like a 4000T, and I thought, well, Dave's not going to want all of those, is he?
No.
And then I was like, well, hey, I'm interested in that. And I'm like, and I realized that was kind of a dick move, and I was like, after if Dave gets dibs or whatever, but whatever he doesn't want, so.
But then I saw the email that he replied, well, he wasn't sure if he can let it go or something like that, he said. So I'm like, okay, yeah, just let me know. But I'm curious, just send me the specs of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he say it's like in a closet or something?
Yeah. We kept
Well, I
asking
wonder
who's
if
gonna
the-
bring it.
I wonder if the not being able to let it go has to do with the fact that, as Johnny was saying, that was actually, the 4,000 pound was actually donated to the club, I think, and he went and picked it up.
Because he said it had a bunch of cards and boards in it, something.
Yeah,
It used to be
it's got a full video toaster system in it.
yeah, it probably has the time-based correctors and that. So
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
I wonder how much
Yeah,
it
it was
for
fully
that.
loaded, everything
Yeah.
a television station needed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That
Are
looks
you
like that'd be
still, are you
fun.
looking for that kind of stuff? Like a TBC?
I'm starting to just get back into it. And
I'm
messing
just,
around.
yeah, because I think I don't know, I had a TBC or something, and I think I just threw it away. I didn't throw it away, but I mean, I think it might be, the old video stuff, I just really don't care about, and so, but if somebody else does, it's like, if I find anything, I'll be more than happy to give it to you.
You don't have a Chroma Key Plus by any chance, do you?
I don't even know what that is. I know what a chroma key is, but, you know.
It was,
Not the Amiga card.
yeah, it's an external, like, Genlock thing,
Mhm.
similar to Genlock. I'm like, yeah, so I'm just setting up my thing. I got a Super Gen. I got this little now. Oh, man, I sure.
I have a box of stuff that has come with some of the systems that I've bought, and some of them are little boxes, but I'm trying to think of what they do. And I don't know. I'll dig them out because some of them don't have labels on them. And you're like, what is this little box with these weird inputs on it? And then
Okay.
so what I had to do was unscrew it and open up the little box and look at the board and then Google what it says on the board and figure out what it is. So
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, that sounds like.
yeah,
You could crowdsource that among all of us.
That's well, and usually I find it on the big book of Amiga hardware.
Exactly.
They're like, yeah, it's this thing, this obscure thing, and I'm like, wow.
Is it a homemade,
No,
box, or is
it's
it
not
a?
homemade. It's just the
Yeah.
label that was originally on it is just
Off.
worn off,
Came
or
off, yeah.
came off or something like that. And I'm trying to think of that was quite a while ago, but it was still.
Well, we don't know about the 4000 T, but it's the original Commodore one, or the one we.
My understanding, the T wasn't made by Commodore. It
Oh,
was
really?
an after thing, yeah.
Well, there was 100 of them made by Commodore.
Really?
You can tell the difference. The front case has got a black bar right down it. And it's got high density floppy drives in it. That's the only 4000 T that had it. Now, like I say, they made like 100 of them before they said we're out of business. And
Wow. Okay.
I've seen only one of those in my time. And I once had the guy brought me two 4000 Ts, asked me if I could fix them. And he had the Commodore one and he had the iTech one.
Oh.
You have them side by side. They look very similar, but you see there was parts missing from the iTech. For instance, it had a different SCSI controller in it, a different hard accelerator card in it and everything. When you looked at the two, it was like, you want to know, I need to get both of these fixed because I use them for making wedding pictures. So
Oh my
I
gosh.
spent like a whole weekend fixing them and then learning like, wow, this one does this way, but this one does it completely differently. When I got them both working for him, but once you've seen the two, is that the case of the Commodore one is like fancy with that black part in there, and you weigh everything laid out and everything, and plus it has a high density floppy drive, but the other one works. It had no 60 accelerator card in it, but yeah, once you've seen the Commodore one, it's like, ooh, that's what I gotta have. That's what I want.
And that's what I would be interested in if the 4000T had an 060 card in it versus, because my little 4000 has this little desktop has a 040 in it. And, but it does have sockets for additional RAM and stuff. I just got the board back actually this week, that one in the A1200 because I had to have the capacitors redone on those. That was difficult, but I sent them off to this guy and he got them done.
Nice.
But
Yay.
it was
Glad to hear the saga's over with.
Yeah.
but the 3000 board had to be sent off overseas.
Oh no, why?
To some guy to put it on a new board because the board
wow.
is just trashed.
Oh man.
To do all the components
Well,
to
at least you
transfer
got all
them.
the You know, I did see something. I think it was on eBay or no, one of the Amiga forum sites. There's a AGA board for 3000.
Yes.
That you migrate the chips, but you need some of the 4000s because I
Yes.
think Commodore had like a prototype.
Oh wow!
Huh?
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Another thing, I was doing some research. I think I mentioned in one of the meetings that Commodore, there was rumors that Commodore got the DCTV technology to make the AGA.
Mm-hmm.
That was wrong. It's Black Belt's, what was that system they had? I think it was called the Black Belt system, and that had you would connect it to the monitor port, and it would give you like the AGA graphics and all that. That didn't last too long in the market because there's rumors circulating that Commodore brought their technology to make the AGA chipset.
Was that thing called Color Burst, or was that something else?
No, I'm trying to remember the name. Let me see if I can find it. What was it from Black
I remember there was
Belt
something
Systems?
hooked into the cable, get that.
Yeah. It wasn't long on the market, and
Yeah, several of those good ones worked.
let me see what it was called. Ham-E. That's what it was. the
I
Black
forgot
Belt
about
Ham-E.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where.
It's like, was it? It stood. The E stood for what's that? Extra.
I think enhanced. or
Enhanced or
something
something like
like
The ham mode was a different mode, wasn't it?
Yeah, like they had two versions of it. I think the second version had like a higher resolution, but didn't last long in the market, and that's what started
Like Old and
circulating.
modified enhanced.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh,
That's what HAM usually meant for the Amiga.
Yeah.
Right.
You had that old and modified thing to get the extra colors in.
Yeah, you get what, 256?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, and it also would animate by scanning the colors through, make it look like everything was
Right, it was
moving.
moving, right, yeah.
Mhm.
I think E was just enhanced, I think, or
Mhm.
something like that. I
Yeah, they
believe.
went on further,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was some interesting technology back then.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They didn't have a lot to work with, and they just had to come up with new stuff, and that was kind of. I just remember everything was expensive, but maybe that's just because I was a kid.
Well, I don't think that's changed a whole lot.
Yeah, there's a whole lot. Not being a kid.
I just remember like RAM prices. If I wanted to add any RAM or anything, was just like I remember looking down the thing in like a Amiga World or whatever, Amazing Amiga, and it'd be like $26.95 for I don't know, 128 mega RAM or something. I was like, oh my god.
That's a bunch. It's a bunch of RAM though.
Yeah, at the time. And I don't remember if that was exactly. It may have been. I just remember thinking, I ain't got $26.95. I paid $500 for this Amiga and $300 for the monitor. Actually, my parents bought me the monitor, but
It was all expensive back then,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
I
Yeah.
paid $800 for 2 megs of memory for my Amiga 1000 because that was the lowest price I could find.
Yeah.
Yeah, I paid 500, I think it was 500 or 550 for a 50 meg hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. SCSI hard drive, that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah, well,
But that's
Wow.
what the price was, yeah. Made it so much faster though.
oh yeah. I wasn't. It wasn't until I owned my first Amiga 3000 I even had a hard drive. Before then, it was always just everything was floppy on my 500, just moving it back and forth.
Yeah, same here with 3000. We'll have the first hard drive and then upgrade the memory. What was it? Zips or dips?
Zips.
Zip
Yeah.
memory.
Zips.
3,000,
Yeah, the 3000.
Yeah.
Yes, the 3000 board that he's going to replace everything is going to get rid of the zips. He's just going to have the standard, or it's built on, or uses regular.
Are you talking about the single row or is it the zero insertion ports? Zips.
Well, that's what was IBM's idea for memory.
They look like little spider, look like little
The
square.
chip
Okay,
stands
you
up
have a
with
chip.
legs coming out the side.
Yeah, you
Okay.
stand the chip up this way, and it has like little legs that come off down the bottom, and it
They weren't
sticks
too
down.
much wider than the chip, basically.
Yeah.
And it came in 2 kinds.
Hmm.
Static column was the one to get if you wanted speed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Static
there
column,
were
yeah.
2 different types, yeah.
The Amiga would automatically switch to static column if you put all static column, but you could just put one wrong chip in there and it would drop back down to the slower speed and
Oh,
then
man.
use the static column.
This is the picture of it. He said when it gets done, it'll look something like this.
But IBM thought it was gonna
I
be a
don't
new
know if you can-
standard.
It's kind of blurry. It's not a great picture. So it's not your camera that won't focus in. It's the,
Interesting. Okay, so that's the board.
yeah. Paul Resendez is the guy who does out in
Zoom in on
California.
this.
He's the guy who does all the ASIL Amiga.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real good guy. I've talked to him several times.
That's neat.
If you don't mind me asking, what did your recap for the 1200 cost?
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. It was, how's it going?
Hey, you know anybody could do like a tour, a DMS tour? I think there's only one person in the meeting. You're in that meeting though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have anybody here, sorry.
What are they looking for?
Somebody to give a tour.
Yeah.
Oh, a tour. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I thought he said torrent.
I thought it was something, for tourists, yeah, that's what I kind of, we want for tourists, what?
Nice.
We haven't had those in a while.
Mm-mm.
Oh, man.
But it was, I could be
recap.
wrong, but I want to say it was like, he recapped the 1200 and the 4000, and it was like 190 for both. So yeah, but then I paid him extra for starting to work on the 3000, and the 3000 will be, he's sending that later.
Nice.
So,
So this is like a new design motherboard.
yeah, but this isn't what he does. He sends it off to John Hertel over in Sweden.
Wow.
Yeah,
And this guy's got a bunch of Amiga chips, I'm guessing, in case anything goes bad, or he's got some kind of oven where he
I probably
pops
shouldn't even be
components
saying
off.
this on the stream because he's like, he doesn't like actively take new stuff, I think, as much
Oh.
anymore because of like stuff being out. But
Mhm.
you know, but he's friends with Paul, and so Paul's gonna handle it,
Yeah,
whatever.
that'll be great to see that reincarnated.
Yeah, yeah. I shouldn't have gotten rid of my previous one because I thought I could fix this one, and then I screwed it up. And it was in a lot worse shape anyway, because after he did some of the work that fixed some of the mistakes that I made, it still didn't work. And it was like, oh, well, so it would have needed more work anyway. And he could show you where all those stuff, battery leakage, there's a battery leakage thing. And those, the 4000 and the 1200, you have to watch out for those because those little capacitors will all leak. And he was like, that's why he was like, I thought the 4000 that I sent him was in good shape. It was just needed a few things like that. And he's like, oh, you see all this here? It's terrible. So, but they got it fixed, but you know.
I mean, he cleaned it up, or
Yeah, he does some kind of ultrasonic cleaning thing on it. I don't know.
he didn't stick it in the dishwasher.
No, yeah, you know, I've heard of that. Yeah, some people do
I've heard
that.
of that.
I've never been ballsy enough to try that myself.
I'm just afraid I'd try and power it on before everything was dry and blow it up.
I think the most I've done is run something under the sink faucet.
Yeah.
Use just regular soap and water. I had a really ridiculously dusty Commodore PET board. Should bring in that PET one of these days if I ever get it fully going.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, I remember the pet back in schools. I was in a Catholic school back in the early 80s, and they started giving computer classes programming.
Yeah.
And it was all Commodore pets, man. It was the first time I saw those with the green and black screen.
Yep.
We had we called
The
them
cool
TRS
geometric
80s.
monitors.
We called them trash 80s.
trash
Of course.
And we did something that was called Tell Turtle, where we entering stuff in, and a little thing to go like this, and you tell it how it you tell Turtle left 400 or something, and do stuff like that. And you know what? I was so disappointed because we did it like one day, and then we never did it again, and those computers just basically sat at the back of the class. And I'm like, who gets to use these? You know?
You know, I never knew about the nickname Trash 80 because it was TSR 80
Yeah.
until I read the Ready Player One book.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they came, and I'm like, what? When did this come out?
Yeah.
Trash 80.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah, I had some friends that had those.
This is terrible.
I had one friend had an IBM PC Junior. What
Oh,
a piece
no.
of junk.
Yeah.
I think like one of the only games he had was Ancient Art of War.
Yep.
Then
Didn't play very well on that machine, I guess.
what the graphics were CGA, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really crummy graphics.
Yeah.
That was the first graphics card I had. Because my parents didn't bother to ask me when they went and bought me an IBM computer. They're like, hey, surprise, here we got you this. And it's just like, you know, and then to upgrade to EGA, you needed a EGA graphics card and a monitor that would support it.
Right.
Oh no way.
So yeah, you could.
Oh, yeah, it's totally
put a new
separate.
Card.
Jeez.
Yeah.
At the time I had my 64. That was some fun times.
Yeah, I missed the 64. I wish I would have had one of those, but those were like, I don't know. I was playing Nintendo at the time when the 64 was big, so I went from, I guess, IBM-PC. It was actually an XT. It's like a 7 megahertz XT to the Amiga.
Oh, what was it, like an 8080 or something? Yeah, I think
It was an 8080 or 8088.
Yeah, 88.
Yeah.
I just know it was slow. We had I want to say we either had a 20 or 40 meg hard drive on it. I want to say it was 20.
Must have been an XT IDE kind of thing, because it's PC XT and an 8-bit IDE drive on it.
Yeah, but it was a clone. It wasn't even officially IBM. It was a Hyundai.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
You have seen those in South America?
Yep.
Did they have the orange screen? Or was it the green?
No, it
It
was
was
CGA.
CGA.
It was CGA.
Oh, so you had some color.
Yeah, it had some weird. The knob where you pulled out on it, and you'd hear the little static stuff kind of line up and stuff. We had CGA graphics.
And you
That's
got
where
3 colors. You got like that weird green, the weird magenta, and white and black, right?
Yeah. I played King's Quest IV, The Perils of Rosella on it. That was the one where part of it to progress, I got stuck, was you had to pick up a golden ball underneath the bridge. But because of the limited palette, it was literally the same color as the ground. And that one you had to type in all the commands. And I even found that out. The Sierra used to have a 900 number that you call for hints.
Sure.
And I lived in BFE, also known as Coleman, Texas, town of about 5,000 people. And we had, no way of asking, no access. I couldn't go down and buy a hint book. So I called it, and they're like, then you have to pick up the golden ball underneath the bridge. And I'm like, what golden ball? I've been on this, I've been all over this screen. And sure enough, when we installed it on my friend's EGA system, it was a little yellow single-size pixel that was over there, right there under the bridge. And it was literally, I said, that's because it was 16 colors you could see on his. So I went back to mine, and it was just like, I went back under the bridge, and it was like, I just had to kind of get somewhere where I thought it was, and I said, pick up ball. And eventually, she picked it up.
Wow.
They didn't play test that very well. At least not for graphics. Or, I guess they figured most people had EGA that were playing that game. But that's also the King's Quest series, because they had, I never played it, but supposedly King's Quest 7 or 6 or something, they had a pie that you get at the beginning of the game. And if you just double click on the pie or something, the hero eats the pie, right? Good. But then later on, towards the end of the game, you have to have the pie to do something with it in order to complete the game.
Oh, brother.
So yeah, it was kind of one of those
Go
things.
all over again.
Yeah, it's like, when's your last save game? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that game ever came out for the 64. I think that was only a PC thing, right?
Yeah, it came out on the Amiga.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know about King's Quest 7. I know King's Quest 5 did, because I've got it. It was that one and King's Quest 4, but I never beat it.
Hey, whatever happened to that video card that you ordered? How's the status on that?
I haven't heard anything back. Paul Resendez, the guy who fixed the caps on mine, he's got one on order too. We ordered it around the same time. He hadn't heard anything, but I don't know. They pushed the times back. They said December of last year, and I just haven't heard anything back. So it's kind of like, and
All the stuff's been getting pushed back, I think, too.
That's exactly what it is.
Jeez.
But I can send you Paul's information if you need to have that done or whatever.
Oh, no, if I get an AGA, I'm going to probably need to get it done.
Yeah.
I'll definitely bug you at that point.
Yeah. Or just go to ACIL, ACIL, Amiga. Or if you just Google that, it'll come up. That's his website.
So speaking of which, I'm planning on throwing in the electronics room at some point a repair party where if you got anything that needs soldering or whatever, you can just bring it up and we'll try to work on it and monkey around with it.
That would be fun.
Except don't let me anywhere around it because I'd mess it up. Then you have to send it off to a pro. But yeah, that'd be good.
So basically, I think the idea is that technically only the members can use the tools and see either sign up or just have one of us who's a member around that can just do it for you. But it's a chance to just kind of sit and socialize and watch something, try to get fixed, see how it works, learn about it, etc.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad idea.
So I'll probably post about that on the Facebook group once I firm up the plans a little more.
Okay. What about, do you think you might do it? Estimated?
Well, I might do one or two prior to Texas Pinball Festival. And then Texas Pinball Festival is coming up in like towards middle to end of March. And so
That'll be fun.
once I get through with that, that'll free up some time, I think, to do some more of these. But obviously the other retro computing group is pretty on board with the idea too.
I forget about them. I think I'm on their list or something, but every time I hear about their meetings and stuff, it's always, I don't know, I either forget about it or...
Yeah, they just had it a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't pop up on my Facebook every once in a while or something, or I don't know.
Trying to think, it was pretty light turnout last time. Wasn't a crazy bunch
Probably
of
lots of
people there.
misinformation, so Facebook suppressed it.
Well, I think that in the October meeting, there was one of the board members came down hard, and so there's a bunch of people probably like, maybe I'll hold off on showing up and bringing stuff or whatever. There was a big outcry among them, too, to maybe switch the meeting location.
Oh, location?
But they still had it here, and it went fine.
Oh, okay.
Last time around, so.
Like, what are the majority of the computers that are there? Are they like newer or older than, say, Amiga computers, or about in that?
It's roughly the same age, I would say. So you had a Data Master there, which is like 1981 IBM. You had Raymond brought his little relay computer, which I think was a kit. And then probably up until about the mid-90s, I'd say. There's people bringing IBM PS2 systems or stuff like that. Juan used to show up and bring his Amiga stuff, but he has not come in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in them forever.
Not been a lot of Amiga representation in there. And I've been abstaining from bringing anything myself, usually lately, just because, it's always a scramble, kind of.
It is. It's amazing because I think about what time it's gonna. I need to get lunch. I need to how much time. But I did bring my 500 and stuff, but it's out in the truck. But I'm not gonna get it out unless we, have someone who really wants to see something or whatever. And in fact, I still had it, all the cables and stuff in the bag from last time.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, if I had time and space to do whatever, there's a tiny little lithium-ion battery that I bought that I thought would be really cool to use as a replacement for the clock battery in a 2000. Because in this case, instead of it just being a coin cell or something that will eventually die again and have to be replaced, this thing might actually be able to take a charge every time it's turned on or plugged in or something.
That's true. Except the only thing is, the coin battery, you just take it out and put another one in.
Rechargeable batteries for cordless phones. Putting them in there.
Oh, interesting.
So it was big.
Yeah.
And it charged up while you're in it, but it can set off in the corner somewhere for who knows how long. Keep the clock running. But he soldered those in because it was the same voltage as the battery was in.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's just bigger.
Yeah, I think the only thing is there's some resistor that I have to figure out what value it needs to be in order to limit the current that's going into it for charging it, because I think there's a resistor in there now to do something with the coin cell. But we'd have to make sure that it's appropriate for the new lithium-ion battery. Because if it goes much above 500 milliamps, it could potentially fry it or blow it up or something.
Yeah, especially lithium.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Once it starts burning up there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got a 2386 card, had one on there too, as well as the 2000 motherboard. And so that's where we're at. And then not to mention, still got to look at that CD drive project where it just freezes.
Oh gosh, what is that?
It's whenever I insert a CD into my drive, and then I do try to
locks
list the files on it. It'll list the files. I'll try to open one of them if it just locks up. Got to reboot it.
So SCSI or
SCSI.
SCSI
Yep.
CD-ROM?
Yeah.
I got that one I bought from Ned.
And what's that, what are you running it on?
It works.
The 2000 or?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Using that software,
Mm-hmm.
that, what is it, that CD software.
CDFS.
SMCDFS?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one, I was able to finally get it to work with that. It was like, yeah, okay, and it worked. So
You're gonna try
I don't
that
know what
one.
we were doing wrong with that.
Mm.
Which is some cryptic setting, I guess.
What software are you using with that, with the CD-ROM?
I believe it was some still locked up version of ASM CDFS where wanted me to still enter the license code or something.
Oh, okay.
And in this case, it gave me some choices for CD-ROM drives, one of which is like 10 away from the model number of mines. Wasn't quite right.
Oh, okay.
You know, in this day and age, sometimes it's hard to find what you need.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what though, I don't understand the appeal,
Mhm.
maybe this is just me and people don't understand the appeal of this guy. Maybe it's just a hobby of fixing it.
Yeah.
Or, this little laptop, it's it's just one of these old,
Mhm.
he's fixing that. I don't know if I can see that, but it's
It's like the old Super Twist LCD displays, basically.
yeah,
Just
it's
backlit.
one of these things. Can you see it from over there? It's just
Oh, okay.
it's just an old laptop with it. And to me, I'm just kind of like, I like the Amiga because it's kind of like I don't know, it's different. It's by itself. There weren't a lot of them made, and this one right here, I don't know what you get out of this. I don't know.
There were quite a few Amigas made.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess I don't really see the appeal of just some run-of-the-mill laptop.
That's it. That's my point. It's just like I could fill up my house with that kind of shit.
Oh, sure, and
And
people
it's just
do.
like, yeah, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of.
Just retro computing things, take it off.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well-
Next thing you know, your house ends up looking like, what's that place,
Computer reset.
Computer Reset.
Oh no, there was a
Party
fella
started.
who posts on the Computer Reset warehouse liquidation page about his hauls.
Yeah.
And I've
think I know
got
what
the
you're going with.
bedroom of just stuff from floor to ceiling. It's like, what are you trying to do here? You want to invite the
Yeah.
rats in too?
Right,
You're
dude.
trying to- and what about cardboard?
Yeah.
If you're gonna have it be like Computer Reset, you need to have the rats and the cardboard too.
That is hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't get it because, for me, the laptops that are cool are the ones with the super nice gas plasma screens. The other ones like that, it's just like, no, sad.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand the.
And they're all
appeal.
running like
Oh,
8088s or 286s, and there's just not a lot you can do with DOS. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
And that's why I stopped trying to go down there to Computer Reset, was because the halls, people would take pictures of the stuff that their halls,
Yes.
and I was like, oh no, I was like, that stuff would go straight into the trash.
Yeah, especially lately. I think that I found a lot of the stuff I wanted pretty early on. And
Right. The rest of it's just
they find some interesting stuff now and then, but a lot of it's just like clones at this point.
yeah.
They had a ton of IBM, mid-90s, 98, 99 type of computers, I guess.
Yeah, they have a lot of printers and
A lot of printers.
a lot of
You know what's crazy is the first time I walked in there, I swear, it was 12 feet high piles of just old yellowed out printers. And then just I was astounded. I couldn't believe anybody would just have this stuff. And the second time I walked in there, I swear all that was cleared out and it was all the 12-foot pile of something else.
Electronic discount over there was going big cleaning out.
Mm-hmm.
They had a truck with a huge trailer in the back, filled it up with printers.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a mountain out there, and people were going through them. And they said, "Yep, here in about an hour, we're going to drive down the dump and dump all this
Yeah.
stuff." Because we can't get rid. He said, "We can't even get rid of it. You can now go in and buy a brand new printer cheaper than the ink for these costs."
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
And here's the Stephen Wiley guy. Who's that? Did you ever figure out what's up with this card? What this card is?
Oh, the one from San Diego, I think. What ended up happening there? I feel like it was some obscure networking communication thing that nobody's ever going to use anymore.
Yeah, yeah, probably something to do with phone systems and stuff. Or I don't know. Let's see if that works. This Apple can probably be worth a lot of money.
You know, it's kind of interesting, actually, was, so I went to a surplus store out in San Diego on Thursday when Stacy was still at the conference. And I took the kids with me, of all things. And so there's all these old guys wandering around going, what's that noise? Not used to babies screaming in the surplus store,
yeah.
of course. But, you know, I'm in there and I actually find like a PCMCIA card for a zip drive. And they're all connected together. It's like a PCMCIA slot, get a zip drive in there. I found some really weird old style like military connectors, like the old Burndy things or whatever you call them, where they've got... Mm-hmm.
They use on aircraft.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you got all kinds of shapes and sizes of them. Like some of these have just like 3 or 4 pins. Some of them have like 25 pins. Some of them have big pins and little pins. But they're all circles, and they all kind of screw in each other like an old BNC cord.
Oh, wow.
But they carried, you know, all kinds of data or control signals or whatever. And just like seeing all that stuff was really interesting because like you don't see that on any kind of computers other than very obscure specific ones, like anything from the 70s maybe.
Yeah.
They had a whole bunch of this in surplus, which is really neat.
That's all a lot of aircraft stuff. That's what they use it on.
Mm-hmm.
Boeing and McDonnell Douglas working that stuff all the time.
Nice.
Big old, you have a computer to control a generator and a big old lead, you know, wires going through, or you know, something like that, and then control wires and all that stuff. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds very common, but nowadays.
Yeah, I guess next to that, you know, naval air station, they'd have a bunch of the military
so
surplus things.
Yeah, plus, well, McDonnell Douglas was in Long Beach, which is up the coast there a bit, but still.
Yeah, just Los Angeles there.
You ever seen the computers at DFW?
I don't think I have.
It's buried, you know, it's like you'd have to have a map just to figure out how to get to it, but it was installed in 1976 for traffic control. It's still
Oh, dang.
They said it was going to cost them like $60 million to replace it with something up to date.
Oh, no.
So they said, let's just keep using it.
That was like the computers at Fry's Electronics, man. You go in there to like to check stuff out, their point of sale system stuff was like they'd sell thousands of dollars worth of computer hardware all the time, but then you go to check it out and look stuff up and they'd just be using this old DOS interface network thing, and you go down and it was kind of funny because it was like
We did that at
really
Circuit
old.
City. When I worked there. No graphics at all on the screen, you know, it's all text. So type in the part number, let's see. Oh yeah,
The terminals.
We got 4 or 5 of those. All right.
I remember when Circuit City went out, man. That was
Oh,
a
man.
bad day. I got a cheap laptop though. It was pretty good. I got something there. It was pretty cheap.
Speaking of Fry's, that was Fry's in Arlington, and they've gone out of business.
Yep.
Oh,
They all have.
they're all gone.
All of them are gone, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a long, slow burn, too, because
It
even,
was.
you know, 2 or 3 years ago, I took a big YouTuber out to the one in Dallas, and I was surprised to see even back then there was hardly anything in the aisles.
I was over there. I went over there. I was looking for ink cartridges. There was like 2 or 3 hanging there on the hooks. Like, okay.
All the stuff was on consignment.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they would have really odd brands. They wouldn't have name brands. They'd have
Yeah, let's tell.
some really odd brands there.
The stuff that they did have a lot of was the made for TV or as seen on TV.
Yeah, they started getting into junk rather than
and
computer
perfume.
stuff.
Yeah, and it was kind of like I was like, ooh.
Hey, if you want your bottles of water, I mean, like, CVS and Walgreens sure doesn't have them ahead of the storms or the freezes, but my God, Fry's will have all the water you can get.
And I remember they came out with when the pandemic hit, they had all the masks. They had, 'cause people were having a hard time getting them, the masks and the soap. But it was all like this China knockoff stuff. It wasn't like anything you'd ever heard.
Right. I made a nice video about Fry's going on here, so if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Well, actually, speaking of a big guy, he called me up, I think about 2 weeks or so ago, and he wanted to know about some Amiga history stuff for a video of his, and I had him think I mentioned some of y'all in particular, and he's supposed to get in contact with him. If he hasn't, then I'll certainly give you, or give you his contact information. You can reach out. But he's trying to make a video.
Yeah, he just don't think we're restored an Amiga 1000. And he mentioned, he said, everybody's been wanting me to do an Amiga history video.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't realize I didn't have a 1000. So he restored this one to like looking new, and that's gonna be part of his video.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, that's the one video of his that I think I've actually watched. It was that one whenever he restored that. But he's also the same guy. If you're watching 8-Bit Guy, no, he's a nice guy. But he was. I was shocked at the Let's Play conference whenever he told me that he didn't think the Amiga, all that soft stuff was on the IBM. It wasn't really much special about the Amiga. And I was like, I was alive
he
back
didn't like
then.
Amigas, but
Yeah, so I
he
was
did a
kind of,
video on doing graphics and stuff from computers, and I was just blown away because the first thing he starts with was that juggler from the Amiga sitting there juggling the balls. I'm like, he's using that as his presentation.
Yeah. Was it juggler on the Amiga, or was it juggler version of the 64?
No, it was the Amiga
No,
one,
I
definitely.
think it was the 64 version.
Because it was
of
too
juggler.
clear. It was too clean.
No, I think I know he showed the one video, he was showing the
He's even done the bowling ball from the 64.
the
Yeah.
64, yeah. The juggler from on the 64 though, he showed that, I know, on one video I was watching. Thought it was one of the more recent ones.
Yeah.
but I just remember everything. The Amiga had everything smooth, the animation. I was looking at the back of a game box, and it would always have the Amiga version on there, and it would
Right.
and they show like the shitty PC version over here, and it looked CGA or EGA. Then it had the Amiga, but then the Amiga had all the sound that went with it.
Right.
It had everything. That's what, and it was smooth, and the pixels didn't look so blocky. I don't know what it was, maybe it's how it was rastered on the screen, but it was worlds better. So I was kind of like, kind of blown away at that. In fact, everyone I knew from that age would always talk about how good the Amiga was at that time compared. I mean, obviously the IBM caught up, but at that time I remember thinking it was.
But he certainly made that 1000 look nice.
He did. He put a lot of effort in that stuff, and I was sitting there watching him do all the keys. He took every one of those keys off, and I was just like, oh my god, I've had to do that with, just buy replacements for that stuff if you can find it.
It's actually kind of funny, as I have lent 8-Bit Guy a number of my own systems, such as, in particular, a Tandy 1000 RLX, and maybe some other ones too. And, I thought these were pretty clean machines, especially the RLX. I've had it since I was 5 years old. And it's like it's just been in my room, always somewhere. It's not been in the closet ever. And yet here he is still saying, oh yeah, it was dirty, I cleaned it up for you. It's like the level of cleanliness of 8-Bit Guy is just absurd. I always like to loan him things because he will make it better than it was.
Yeah, I guess that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, you see that they got that UV light array. He sets around all the way around it, so it's trying to get every possible angle on it. I'm like,
Yep.
there you go. This guy dedicated to cleaning.
Well,
Exactly.
I guess that's what he does for a living, is that YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's for sure his living. He's been able to be full-time at that for quite a while, but it's not like extravagant lifestyle, He's got a kind of a smallish house over in Kennedale, south of Fort Worth, and he's got a daughter. He's in school. He's about to graduate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you like what you're doing, it's do it at home and whatnot. You like,
Yep, and
Yeah.
I think he's had that house for a long, long time, as far as I know, at least 30 years or something, and so it's been paid off.
You know what he did beforehand, or?
Various jobs. He was a tech support phone guy at AST for a while. He worked at electronic discount sales, I think, before that. And he was surprised when I showed him one of the aprons from EDS, because they were closing that thing out, and I got a bunch of their little ephemera things. So it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I had a nice samurai display there. I was always amazed. What's this here?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guy was selling me fixtures. He sold me an old Nokia sign, sold me some of the neon lights. from the store, everything.
For some reason, I thought he had a lot more subscribers than this. He's got 1.36 million, which is not
Still
that's
good.
Not that's not. I'm not to sneeze at, but sometimes I see these channels and they have like 3 and 5 million subscribers. Those are.
Well,
I don't even think
guys,
LGR is quite that big.
Yeah.
Semi-niche.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's
Yeah, I'm not sneezing at
probably
this time.
not too many, there might be some 20-year-olds, but it's probably mostly older people, old like us, old folks,
Yeah.
who grew up with that stuff and whatnot, so.
He does air gun videos.
He does?
Air gun videos?
I didn't know he did that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Like an air gun, like a
Pellet gun?
pellet gun?
Oh yeah, hey, big guy's big into his guns for sure. He I guess there's a video of him
Well,
walking
he's
into
in
a Home
Texas.
Depot open carry. And, what else does he do? He was fixing MacBook, like old MacBook laptops from the 90s for a while. He still had a bunch of those parts in his house until recently. He's like, I gotta clear this space. He got rid of all
He
of it.
wanted to buy my PowerBook G4.
Yep.
He'd been looking for one for a long time, he said.
Nice.
I said, well, I kind of just got it, kind of getting used to it. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
He was even doubtful that I had what I said, because I said, oh, I got this is a 17-inch right here, because he came to one of our meetings.
Yeah, that's
And I
right.
had it there.
Oh, that's right.
This is a 17-inch.
Was it him and Steve Eggers?
Yeah.
Him and Steve Eggers are friends, I think.
Yeah, Steve's the one who's Vincent come. I thought it was, he came to probably the worst meeting he could have. I think I was there and Ned was there.
And
Steve was there.
I think he was there, yeah. That was back at the airport, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I missed that one. I was like there the month before and after, but
Maybe, yeah.
I missed that one.
He brought somebody with him who had a little computer they set up over there playing. It was doing games or something. And yeah, I'm like, oh, he would come now. It's one of those times when nobody showed up.
We seem to have a pretty consistent group now this time.
Well, at least I had that there. He came over and looked at it. I said, yeah, well, that is one, yeah.
Definitely
Want
not
to get rid of it?
Definitely not 16-bit though.
Huh?
It's not 16-bit though, right? That Mac you have?
16-bit?
No, 8-bit, excuse me. It's not 8-bit.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna create a channel called that 16-bit
There
guy.
you go.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he likes, I guess likes Apple computers pretty well.
Yeah, he seems to be biggest on the C64 stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he does a lot of that.
And the Apples, but yeah, he kind of covers a lot of
Well,
PC
he has
stuff.
A lot of, some of the time, a lot of Apple stuff. But, oh, I really heard about that kind of stuff. He got one who does all that exotic media. I said that to several people. Said, Harry, you keep thinking about those old discs and stuff that you haven't seen before. They just covered all big giant discs.
You had no idea that he was such into media until he made that video. Here's all these weird formats that I figured only Tecmo cared about.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Magneto optical discs of all sizes.
The
Yeah.
thing is, he can't make a lot of those videos too very often, also, because he puts so much work into it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
The one that attracted me first, the one that got me first was I just come across it, he was making a RAID array out of thumb drives. It was 5 thumb drives on a little thing, they made a RAID array. He was showing how the performance increased till it got to like number 3, and after that it just flattened out and wouldn't go any faster. So.
That's kind of funny.
You know, a long time ago, there was a fella here who actually made like a network distributed computer cluster of Raspberry Pis, and he eventually made this big old acrylic, laser cut case to put them all into. I think he had about 50 of these Raspberry Pis in there. They were all hooked up together with these color-coded wires, and they're all like just way too, slick. It's like really professional.
And that's good that people have that kind of time and can figure that kind of stuff out. I don't know.
You see that one of those videos of the guy up in Oregon where it was made a warehouse full of Raspberry Pis networked together.
Oh, goodness.
For doing Bitcoin mining.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And then the difficulty goes up by 10% now as warehouse is worthless, right?
Well, he was talking, he had to balance the electrical usage with, that's one reason it shows a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
About how much versus how much money he might spend.
My goodness.
The Bitcoins right now, I just looked, it was like $44,000 of coins.
Okay.
Oh, really? It's gone back up.
What?
Thank goodness.
You have some invested
I am
big.
so pissed. Right before it crashed,
Mhm.
$80,000 at it, and I lost like 50,000.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, and it's not the first, second, third time. It's like, oh, my timing. I buy it the wrong time. Then I gotta sit on it and wait.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's wild. You're a braver man than I
No,
would.
I've
I wouldn't
been-
even put 5,000
Man,
towards it.
I've been
I'm
run
just-
through the mill on this thing.
But I'm still real fascinated about it, and it's just the technology. I'm reading about blockchain in general, like how it works, and how I can use it for like my own stuff.
Yep.
You know, but
Tracking your programmer?
so,
Tracking your programmer?
Well, like in games, you can use the blockchain for a lot of different things, and so
What happened to that program that was not working?
Which one?
That you told us in the last meeting.
You have to remind me.
You had an employee that was kind of slacking off and you thought he.
Oh, track. Okay, now I kind of understand what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, tracking that. That's right. Okay, I got you. He's still. Oh.
So
I
let's
have
see.
to
We just had
document.
somebody
I can't-
from
I already talked to my boss.
the
I'm
video.
like, I don't want this guy on my team.
Karen, I think.
Oh, wow.
And they're just. I don't know. It's just difficult to get.
And
rid of
Karen was
people.
up here talking about the chicken lips Amiga 500 up for sale on Shop Goodwill right now. You got 5 hours left.
How much they want for it though?
So the 29 bids is up to $551 for the chicken lips A500.
If that was on eBay, it'd probably go for a lot higher than that.
Yeah, what site is that?
This is Shop Goodwill. So somebody donated this to Goodwill, and then on the Shop Goodwill, this is how they get the national exposure for items that might come into a specific store, and they figure they can get higher value with a bigger audience. Because it looks like it comes with an absolutely
Yeah.
Good stuff at Goodwill.
Well, it has a
You're
bunch of
there at the
stuff.
right
And
moment.
it seems like
I
it
don't
has a
even
memory
think so. It
expansion
seems
on
like
it.
those-
Looks like a little Supra.
coming with a
grab that
boatload of
stuff
stuff
before
too.
it
It's a
gets
bunch
out.
of floppy disks and a bunch of cables and cords and some magazines too, I think. And then how many tank mice are with that? Two tank mice,
Wow.
sidecar.
Well, I guarantee that's going to go for more than $600. But
Mhm.
even then, it's like I don't know.
And then all
That's too
the
much money for me to pay on
Amiga
on the
power.
Amiga 500.
Man.
That's legit. Cool.
Is there? Oh yeah, there is a. Steve, are we ever able to use this?
Projector? Yeah, certainly. You need to project something?
No, I mean I just thought it just kind of like.
That used to be a big thing about our meeting other places, with that big TV on the wall.
Yeah,
But
have
use-
something for, because I was thinking like if new people did decide to come or whatever, or
Yeah.
have something showing up there and say, hey, where everyone can see and not everyone has to crowd around a little 13-inch 1084S.
Well, I guess the real question is what kind of inputs do you have to go?
They usually have-
I mean, when we were at the,
Oh, with the.
we're at the library in Burleson, there, we had the TV there, that had HDMI input, and I think that was the only thing it could take.
Ethernet?
I think it maybe had VGA also.
Yeah, maybe, okay.
I don't think we really used it. I
This
think
has
it
got
had
pretty much
VGA.
everything.
This pretty good.
No, that's service.
No, that's a micro.
Yeah, micro USB.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes pretty much whatever computer, it even has a monitor out. It's pretty nice.
Composite or,
Yeah, it has RCAs. It doesn't have a
RCA?
component. Yeah, it doesn't have
Yeah.
a component, but
Component.
I mean for me. Hey, which by the way,
yeah.
the new newsletter came out, and someone, who's the guy that up in Ohio, Schwartz,
Schwartz.
Eric Schwartz.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
He talked about these monitors at Micro Center. This Micro Center over here has like 20 of them that they'll down sync to the Amiga.
Yeah, was it the Asus?
Dell? I think
The
it's
Dell.
Dell.
The Dell,
Dell.
yeah.
Are they CRTs or
No,
LCDs?
they're flat panels, but they'll sync down. I mean, they're like 27-inch flat panels, but you don't have to have a flicker fixer for them,
Mm-hmm.
and it works for
They do the
everything.
15 kilohertz.
It'll do 15 kilohertz.
So are we taking a trip over to Micro Center then after this?
That's what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go pick one up for. And I just looked online. It said they had
Nice.
20 of them, so I didn't like rush out and buy one. But they're also $189 too, or something, $179. So it'll be around $200 with tax and stuff.
Can I just PayPal you and then
So-
bring it back to my house afterwards?
Yeah, I don't care.
Nice.
Whatever. If you want one, yeah.
Yeah.
But, so, But how do you connect to the Amiga?
That's the trick, is you do have, I have one because it came with, you probably do too, because you have the same monitor I've got, that 1940, I think it's called or is it 1904 or 1940?
Something like that, yeah.
But it has, because that one takes a VGA connection, and it should have an adapter on it, because you have to go from the Amiga RGB to that VGA adapter, so it'd have to go VGA female to RGB male. And so, which is like, I don't know how many pins, like 15 pin VGA to
Okay, well, that's no
That's
problem.
what the bootleggers are now.
I guess, I don't, can you order them or build one, or, I mean, I can.
Well, I'm not using that. What I'm using is Sal made me. So he got a 23-pin connector from eBay, the shell and the connector. Sal asked me to buy this PlayStation 1 converter to HDMI.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what soldering he did. I haven't opened it up. But man, you can connect it and then directly to from the VGA port, RGB port directly to the HDMI on a monitor, and it comes out crystal clear.
yeah, he
And you can
showed
do
me.
it widescreen, or you can just do it 4:3 depending on the switch on
Well,
the
you showed
device.
after the.
Yeah. He showed it here whenever it was here,
Uh-huh.
and I was. The only thing is I have one of those. I'd be curious to see if you run games on it and you've had no problems. The animation is smooth and no problems at all.
No
Okay.
problems.
Because I've got a little flicker fixer that's an external one that I got from Ken Woolridge.
Yeah,
Or-
okay,
yeah.
yeah, it's in Kimberly.
Yeah, and it's like, it's fun if you want to do like text and stuff. When you start doing animation on it, it's like, no. It's not good. It's not
Maybe the
good.
Scanner should roll mine
is
so
not
you can
that
test
high
it.
or something, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, this
so
thing-
it's just kind of like, so I think I talked to him about it, but yeah, I didn't know what all to do with it. So for me, I don't know, it was just kind of like the monitor, I don't know, this is kind of an easier, I don't say easier,
Dell
but
monitors
no.
are good though, they usually win most of the competition when
Yeah.
it comes to comparison.
That's because they outsource them, someone else actually
Oh,
makes
yeah,
them.
there's only a few
Oh, no,
manufacturers
yeah.
of screens, but Dell's doing it right.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one of their, it's an Alienware, but it's made by, I mean, it's a Dell monitor, it's the same thing. And, ultra wide.
And I've tested this thing out with my DC TV, no problems. With my Genlock, my Super Gen, no issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I hope it works, no problem.
I wonder what he did, and I wonder if I can find out the information on it.
Yeah, I mean, I could
If you
definitely.
get older and get a chance, look at that monitor that, I wanna say Samsung has. It's like 4 foot.
It's the 54 inch.
It's only about this tall, but
And
it's like.
it's a 1000R curvature ratio.
Oh,
Yeah,
They got it over
the
there.
one that, yeah, they've got a newer one that's like 240 hertz up there. Dude, it's like 20. One I'm talking about, the Neo,
You
it's
like
like $2,500.
Oh, sure, yeah. Thanks.
That thing was marked, it was $9.99.
Yeah, that's either
Perfect.
the 100 hertz or
Maybe
there's some
maybe
differences
sideways.
there. But yeah,
Cool.
There we go.
I knew I should have brought a longer cable. That's okay.
oh,
Time to plug in the old phone because it's 9% battery. So keep the stream going on and bring an extra one.
yeah. So did you ordered it, and I wonder, what did he solder? He soldered something inside of it?
Yeah, I mean, he cut off the PlayStation connector and he soldered the Amiga thing on it. But I've been wanting to take it apart to take pictures, see what wire goes where. This is what he did. But I mean, it comes out crystal. I'll take it apart, take some pictures and send it up
Yeah,
to you
if you
guys.
want, yeah. I'm sure there's schematics online, because I mean,
Yeah.
he probably saw there's a way to do it online.
I'm surprised I haven't seen those on eBay.
They're a mixed bag, and that's why I was real skeptical in asking you. I ordered one from a guy who actually was in McKinney, but it was on eBay, it turns out. And he said, yeah, if you have any problems, send it back. And it was another external one, board, whatever, and it's terrible. It just didn't, I was like, it had interference or something all over it, and I was like, no, this won't work. So he gave me a refund, but it's like, I don't know what he's talking about. It's like, so this doesn't even work. And then I have one, that OSSC that I have, that it's like an extra box that you have to carry around. It needs its own power supply, and they have to monkey with it by turning it off, turning it on. It doesn't work all the time. And that thing was, I don't know, I think it may have been defective, but I ordered it from AliExpress. So good luck getting a refund on that.
Yep.
And that's the trouble I'm having right now with the, I got this serial mouse connector to USB. I got it from the guys in France, and I've had random issues that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work with my mouse.
Oh, wow.
The same one?
It's the same one, I'm like,
Same one. Oh, so not like different mice. It's like sometimes it works with the mouse.
oh yeah, and I tried different mouse, same thing, I'm like, what the heck? So sometimes I have to power it off, turn it back on, and then like it gets the power, the mouse will light up. I tried the wireless mouse, cause like,
I think the one that I got was the one from some guy in Poland.
What are you using it with?
Yeah.
with the 500.
Is it the power supply? We tried different power supply?
No, that's what I was thinking, because
Yeah,
when I took it
maybe
to
it's
Sal's,
power.
Sal has a heavy duty power
Kind of like
supply.
a power problem.
First shot it worked. So I'm like, I ordered another adapter from some guy in Ukraine, but it's not gonna be here till the beginning of April. Gotta
If
find
it
my
comes
name.
Oh, I think I ordered the same one. The little
Yeah.
black power supply.
No, not power supply, I'm sorry, the serial to USB
Oh,
adapter.
okay. Yeah, maybe that's where I got mine. Yeah, he said, because Sal's son's the Tom, is a Tom, and there's Jerry.
Yeah, he was
And
mentioning
which,
that.
I don't know. When I bought the other one, they didn't call it a Jerry, but anyway, I bought the one and it comes with a little case that you can, which he didn't, I don't know, like it to fit it onto a 2000, because the 2000 has the little lip that overhangs the ports. It won't fit. And so you have to really kind of put a little bit more pressure on it than I want to do, and then don't take it off again. But yeah, but that one works real well. That one works real well.
Well, if you ordered it from somebody in the Ukraine, April might be impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It might be coming from Russia.
Russia,
Nice.
yeah,
It
yeah.
might be, if they get the war they want.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. I was seeing last week, Bloomberg, the Russians are attacking. They had it on their site, and then they took
no.
it down. Sorry, we didn't mean to put that up there.
Wow.
And I think it was yesterday or Thursday, Bloomberg posted, we know the exact date they're gonna attack. Man, they want that badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, my wife's spoken with her family over there. Everyone's just chill.
Oh, she got family over there?
Yeah, just chilling. They're not concerned. There's lots of negative. You can tell that they want that war here. They want it, probably as a distraction from.
Oh, yeah. All the
It's a cover
coronavirus
for-
and
cover
whatever.
for Hunter Biden stuff.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That's fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when Bill Clinton bombed the aspirin factory in Kosovo during the whole Monica Lewinsky thing.
Is that
Oh,
true?
really?
I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about the.
Yeah, remember that?
I wasn't paying a lot of attention back then.
Oh my
I just thought
gosh.
Monica Lewinsky was all over the news constantly.
Yeah, well, he tried to make a distraction for a brief second going
Notice how
after
she just disappeared from.
Slobodan Milosevic, whoever his name was.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a Kosovo thing when they shot down one of those stealth fighters?
Yeah.
And then these two women from Kosovo went in front of the U.S. Embassy, and they had like a sign up that said like "Rebels 1, U.S. 0."
Yeah.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes, there's a picture of that.
It wouldn't be the first time it's been
Dude, that was
Rebels
great.
1, US 0. You just think about Somalia,
Hmm.
Yeah, something like that. It was
dragging them through the streets and stuff. I remember seeing that. I was like, holy shit.
But you know, some people compare this to what happened in the United States in the beginning of the '60s. You know, Cuba was down there, everyone said, hey, Russia, can you come help us? We
Yeah.
send some weapons out here, we're kind of in a bad place over here. So the Russians try to do it, and what do? We'd say, hey, you get that stuff down here, you're gonna have war.
Yeah.
So now it's over there by the Russians, it's just the opposite. Now they ask for our help, and if we send it over there, the Russians are gonna attack, so it's like, okay. It was bad it's bad when they do it, it was good when we did it, so, okay.
Well, that's exactly right. He
Cuban
came out
Missile
saying
Crisis
that
was
putting all that stuff in Ukraine.
I was too
Yeah,
young to
we
really
did.
know what was going on, but the Cuban Missile Crisis was, I remember it was bunch of scared adults around.
Yeah.
Because I said, this is gonna be ground zero right here in
Yeah.
Fort Worth. We're
Yeah, we're a little closer.
gonna be one of the first
Well,
ones to
yeah,
go.
it's like Miami, or you're glad you're not over there, I guess.
Mhm.
My wife, she grew up in Miami
Oh, really?
during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yikes.
She remembered, yeah, everybody, the tanks in the streets and stuff.
Oh,
Wow.
They're getting ready in case they had to go over there.
I had to ride a bus to school, and part of the run of the bus was to go through Carswell Air Force Base. So right there at the gate, they erected this chain link fence thing. The bus had to pull into it, and there was only two spots where people could get in. There was armed guards at both those spots. They would walk in, and then they'd check each and every person's ID to see who they are, why they were going inside that base. The bus would went in there, like about 100-yard loop, and then went back out. That was the way it turned around. It was the only place you could turn around. So I told Mom, I said, I need ID. They keep looking for ID. So Mom made me a little card. So when the next time I was in there, I held it up and he said, okay, you're all right. But yeah, that was, and then after the crisis was over, they took that all down and was back to just driving through the guard there at the gate, waving down through.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just remember I heard that we had a bunch of rebels over there in Cuba, and we're saying, yeah, we're gonna go help you out. Y'all get it started, and we're gonna go help you out. And they're like, we're not gonna do this after all.
Yeah.
And left them out to dry, and a lot of them just got
They got executed.
picked. Yeah.
Pigs.
They blew that completely.
It's kind of like what happened with the end of the first Iraq War. It's when they said, yeah, y'all go ahead and we'll leave Saddam. You guys go ahead and take care of Saddam. And then that didn't work out. He stayed in power for a lot longer and executed everybody again. It doesn't always work out the way they think it's going to work out. That's
Nope.
Politicians get cold feet when they think maybe something might go wrong and my name might come up.
They don't care.
That's right.
They don't care. It's,
One other thing I forgot to mention is the newsletter editor. Bill? Bill. I have a mental block against his name. I don't know. He also had a note in there that it'd be good if we submitted articles as well, and somebody do that. But I'm like, I don't know. I certainly don't know half as much as you guys know, and I don't know if anything that I would do would be redundant. So I don't even know what I would do, but I feel kind of like it'd be good to help in some way.
Maybe your experience with sending your motherboard out to get recapped.
There you
Look
go.
at that monitor, try it out, and write a little thing in there.
Yeah.
Tell them about how it works, what you think of it, and what the model number is. And
Yeah.
How the
That's a
experience
Or
was.
they're all gone.
There usually is. Usually whenever I read about something that's like that, it's like a couple of years too late and it's always sold out and gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, experience with your 500, was it the 520 that goes on the side, or was it the?
Yeah, the classic 520.
Yeah.
Or 520 classic.
Right,
Yeah.
something like that,
Maybe.
maybe.
I'm working on an article for them. I'm 3 months into it now, it's about 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah. Which I need to send over the I'll try and get that this month, send over the latest updates from all the game sales and stuff. Get that sent over to you. I didn't think to do that. I need to get started back up, getting the rest of them sold. Since my daughter's been moving back in, it's like I'm trying to, no more Amiga room up there.
Oh no, bummer.
It's kind of like, yeah, getting all that stuff
Come
ready.
on, squeeze in there.
Well, it's supposed to be temporary,
Uh-huh.
but, I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, it happens.
So, yeah, exactly. And so I don't have to get any more phone calls about her crazy ass mom in Oklahoma. So that'll be better. So, but it's supposed to be temporary. But
Well,
anyway,
can she help you with the bathroom then, or are you all done with that?
No, I'm done with the bathroom. Yeah. So I got done with that. So but now it's just always something else.
Mm-hmm.
Always something.
Yeah.
When you own a house.
Did I tell you guys about that slab leak I had last month?
Yeah, you were talking about that, they were digging
Oh, yeah,
underneath your
thought
house.
you were gonna
oh,
get
yes.
Yeah, they fixed it. They had to run a new line up through the attic and stuff, and so still $3,500.
Yeah, my water bill has gone up the last few months. It seems like there might have a leak. I need to check that out. I don't see anything obvious on the outside, but.
Yeah, if you just go out and look at the meter, make
That's
sure
what we're gonna do,
everything-
shut everything off for like 8 hours, not touch it and see what the meter reads.
Yeah, and I don't even, it should have a little spinning thing, because I
Yeah.
could tell that,
Mhm.
and so, I mean, all I did was turn it off and immediately go look at it, and I could tell it was spinning.
Yeah.
I remember once if I went to my bathroom, I could tell there was water running anywhere else in the house. I'm in there and it's like, the water's running. And I'd go and check everything, nothing, nope. Outside,
I hate that noise.
and it kept
Yeah.
going and going, and then we get our bill, and it said we used 50,000 gallons of water. And I'm like, what?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
The line had cracked, they were
Mhm.
going straight down, they said, and the guy had to go out and excavate underneath my house, remove all the dirt from the house, get to that pipe, and
Yep.
replace it.
That's a
And
bummer.
Number one of them was like, you take it to squeeze it and crush it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my water main. My water main, when I first moved in, was the same way. And they had, whenever I first moved in, they always send people this warranty thing to kind of let them know that. And I was like, man, this is some kind of scam thing.
Oh,
I don't
no.
need, of course I didn't get it. And it was like, a year or so later, it's just like, why is it all mushy in my front yard?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And, and it turns out, because the piping that they used back in 1987 was,
Mhm.
it was meant to last for 30 years or something, or it was only, or whatever. It's like, who builds shit like this,
America.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was coming like from the meter to the
Nice.
house.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's not as bad as going underneath your house at least.
That's
Mhm.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. They had to dig. In fact, they left the old pipe there, and they just dug a whole new trench.
Right.
Over there. It was at the same time, though, and luckily I got them fixed at the same time too. The sewer was backing up, and the sewer was backing up, and well, it was like a place where it's like the pipe goes along, and then it intersects and goes down to, I guess, the sewer main or something like that. But right there at that thing, because the ground shifting, it had broken a little bit.
Oh crap.
And trees had,
Mhm.
Oh, great.
the roots had gone in there and stuff. And so that was another thing that we had to, fortunately I had it done at the same time. And still, that was only about 27, 28.
Well, I had this big giant cast iron thing where 3 pipes came into it. And I said, well, where is it? He said, right about the middle of your driveway out there.
Oh, gosh.
Lord.
Don't you love it when they put stuff like that's critical and go that direction? We had the same deal getting a new driveway, and they ran the internet cable under the thing, and so they're jackhammering the whole driveway up, and then we lose the internet all of a sudden, and the guy takes 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, but like a couple of days to go and reset it, and he can't just do it before they pour the concrete, so he's got to find his way to kind of send it through down that way once they're done pouring.
Yeah. So you got a new driveway though?
Mm-hmm.
How much did that cost, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't even remember. It was like roughly 20.
Okay.
And then get this, we also...
Wait, 20 or 2,000?
No, it's 20,000.
$20,000?
Mm-hmm. You got a new driveway and a new set of front stairs.
And new front what?
Front stairs. So if you go to our house,
Stairs.
lately you've been at the front stairs, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And you know how crapped out they were, like they're weird lengths and they're sloping and everything.
I really didn't notice, to be honest with you.
Okay, well,
Sorry. That's probably not what you wanted to hear, but I just, whoops.
well, it drove me crazy, so that's good enough.
that's
but
good.
I got it all fixed up, so now it's just like 3 and 3 even, 3 and 3 even.
Oh.
It makes a lot more sense.
Okay, well, that's gonna be a lot more expensive. What you're talking about, the pathway that goes from they were already redoing, because I guess Plano just has money the taxes are so high, they just, I don't know. At least they do something with it. They're redoing all the sidewalks.
Oh, cool.
Just redoing those. So I talked to them, I'm like, well, hey, can I pay extra and you just redo the walkway from that up to my front door? And that was about $1,000.
That's really not bad.
Yeah, with one step.
Yeah.
There was 2,
Mhm.
but they said we're just going to do one step because of the slope or whatever.
Yeah.
Because originally I had to have that replaced because it had broken in the middle and settled basically where that sewer pipe that I was talking about earlier went underneath it. And they said that, that probably just the ground settled. But anyway, I did the same thing. But my my driveway's in the alleyway.
Yeah.
And it's just a regular driveway, but it's got a giant crack in it, and it's,
Mm-hmm.
so I was kind of like,
Yes, I mean, we poured ours and we made it extra wide. We poured patio too, and we poured
Yeah,
even a little
that's-
curb
oh,
that
okay.
went next to where the neighbor's yard is, because their yard's a little higher, and so with the curb there, it stops a bunch of drainage runoff.
yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Although, to be fair, the drainage works well for the rain, but during this last ice thing that happened a couple weeks ago, my God, that really just caused a whole entire driveway to ice up.
Oh, well, I guess that's true, huh?
'Cause it's all, north facing, it doesn't get any sunlight, and so even, on Sunday morning, I was trying to pack the bags up and still slipping on ice in
Oh, that's,
the car after having spent most of Saturday still chiseling that stuff. But then, also, just dropped another 32 grand on a retaining wall to go around the two sides of the house,
Mm.
wow.
and new planters as well.
Yeah.
Because the retaining wall, since we live on a corner, and the corner was starting to split, and a lot of runoff and ground stuff was happening. And so we got all that, Belgard pavers in there now. But then also the planters that go around the perimeter of the house kind of looked like that sad mental institution brick where it's just a real dull color. Not good grout between is like not pretty at all. So they took all that stuff out, took the landscaping out, and made us new planter bed basically.
So I'll shut up about my house problems. Sounds like you've you got the
Dropped like
market
50
on
G's
that.
on this year.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, with the houses, would it be easier if you had the houses with those crawl spaces underneath?
Pyramid beam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you don't have to.
my dad swore that was the only way they should build a house in Texas. A slab was
Well,
always.
that's
the
also
problem.
true with the foundation shifting.
Mhm.
Easier to fix.
Yeah, they used
that's
to do
one thing, there's already
pier
been
beams.
foundation repair that was done before I bought the house.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of glad, because I was like, because every house around that I'm aware of needs foundation repair at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm glad this one's already had it done. It doesn't mean it won't have problems elsewhere, but I'm kind of like, at least,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's gonna
Well,
take
there's two kind of houses in Texas, ones that's had their slab repaired and ones that haven't, are going to have their slabs repaired. I mean,
Exactly.
So
Eventually.
if you get the guy with the, like he's describing, my parents never had any
Yeah,
problem
if
with
you
that.
got pier and
It
beam,
never,
if you had a
never
slab.
cracked, it never changed,
Mm-hmm.
and every one I've ever seen is worked that way.
Well, then why don't they do that? Why don't
Because
they?
it costs more.
Oh, it does?
Oh, it does.
Yeah, they used to put in the time and energy and effort to build houses like that here, but then, starting in the big suburban boom of the 60s, forget it.
Right.
Just crank them out fast.
Should be that time, man.
You get big mansions,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of those.
100%. No, even just like the run-of-the-mill houses in Hearst or whatever, they're just like small one-story things.
Oh, okay.
You have to go to like the old parts of Colleyville, I think, to find the pier and beam stuff.
Yeah, older houses, yeah, in the 50s or before.
Mhm. Or maybe even like Highland Park, if you want to go for the big ones.
It's great when you're a kid, all of these things, you've got your own fort on the whole house.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I loved about Chicago when I lived there, was having a basement, man.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Even though the basement we had was unfinished,
Mhm.
you could just store whatever you wanted down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to be like, I'd have an Amiga level, not a,
Right.
an Amiga story, not an, Amiga room or something.
Mm.
We'd be worrying about this crap, because I thought about going to get a storage shed, but it's like, you know what? If you get a storage shed, it's just like, you're paying money for it, and it's not gonna be easy accessible, and if you have to put it in storage, it's like, why?
Why do you really
keep
even need it?
Well, at least if the shed is in your backyard, it's a one-time fixed cost. But
That's
It's
true.
not about a storage,
But
like,
You
like,
probably want an air conditioner to keep your stuff, you'll come out there and see all the plastic all twisted from heat.
yeah, you're gonna see
Yeah.
capacitors blown and
Yeah,
melting
I keep-
lines.
But the worst thing that I've had happen is having my Amiga stuff in my garage.
Mhm.
Whenever I had to move stuff, but I never had anything go bad or anything. And the garage stays. It doesn't get that hot in the summer. And
Mhm.
it doesn't get that cold in the winter. So,
It's good.
so it's kind of that works out. But yeah, I don't want to be putting anything where it's going to get
Subject to
trashed.
extremes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I'll keep stuff in the attic when it's like this temperature, but come before long, it's all gonna come back down.
Yeah.
yeah, you really can't store things up there.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets way too hot. not in Texas anyway.
Yeah, I'd have to put like, I don't know, different kind of ceiling or roofing or
Yeah.
spray foam or whatever.
They also make these things where it's like a fan that blows on, it sucks all the hot air out and stuff like that, which may or may not help. I don't know.
But if I just cover my roof with aluminum foil, just reflect all that back
Sure,
up.
your HOA would love that.
Sure, all the Southwest pilots would love that too.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
Mm.
Actually, they probably would. They'd probably identify. Like, oh, hey, coming up on our left should be that house with the crazy people.
Yeah. It's one of those instruments they use to automatically guide the landing.
Yeah,
Could
exactly.
be that.
Good. I guess I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
So what'd you bring? Your binder?
Yeah.
Went with the 500, what we bought before, I forgot, it was playing around a while. It's got system discs in it too.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that came with it, I meant to bring it a couple times, but
Oh wow.
that was with the 500.
Workbench.
Nice.
Oh,
Fonts workbench, legit.
nice. Thank you.
I don't really use it, but it came with it or whatever, I don't know. I got one with mine too, but I don't think I ever really used it that much. Used the disc initially, but then once got done with that, probably made copies and just used the copies.
Yeah. Remember when that guy came maybe 5 years or so ago? I think it was at the Grand Prairie Library, and he had all this Amiga like diskettes and computer stuff and whatever. And I guess there was a film producer that was involved in some of these things. Well, you know, I got a bunch of the discs, and so did Chris, but it looked like the guy would make copies of all the original discs and then just use those all the time.
Right.
Yeah, that used to be what they used to recommend doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Store them in a nice, cool, dry place, and yeah, use your copies. So.
Yeah, mine have all been migrated into a big old metal shelf in the project room now. So upstairs should be pretty well away from tiny kids' fingers and things.
I wonder how long they're going to last, though. You know, how long? Those are probably 30 years old or more. So.
Yeah, the 1.3 disc that I was using with my 500 actually just gave up the ghost not too long ago. It was working until all of a sudden it didn't. Luckily, you know, he's got backups on backups of that thing.
Yeah,
So
nowadays there's a lot that are on, you know, you can find it on the internet somewhere, even the basic disc, I would think, so, yeah.
Buy
For
it
sure.
Forever, you got the disc they ever had on that CD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I was going to mention about the hard drives and things. So, you know, you look at IBM's original ZBEC controller card for, you know, the ST412 or something like that, 10 megabyte drive, and the thing was maybe just a small percentage faster than actually running off a floppy disk anyway. Just because the way the interleaving was set up, I guess it was, the drive would actually spin past the next sector it wanted to read instead of have to revolve all the way back around to get it. So if you set up your interleaving cleverly enough on the sectors, then you could actually get it to read a lot faster than a floppy disk, but otherwise, no, forget
Like
it.
a defragmentation or something.
Like a purposeful fragmentation, if you will. So instead of being like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you might have like 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 6.
Yeah, okay. I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't even pick up the next one next to it. It had to do something with the data first, send it probably, and
But it had these intelligent things in there, because all the data wouldn't be right in a neat row, it'd be scattered over, so we had to move the heads. I get this one, and the next one I get this one over here, so I move just in time to get to that one, so yeah.
Well, what are we gonna tell Dan? Hey, bring that stuff up here.
I was thinking, you probably want, he doesn't live too far from you.
I
He lives up there at Lake Levon.
I'm sorry, look where?
Lake Levon,
Where's that?
just north of you. You know where Wiley is?
Yeah.
You go follow 78 on up, you get to Lake Levine right up there.
Yeah, I'll message him to see if he wants to
He's got a house on the lake.
show it.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take pictures if he agrees.
Yeah, if he's offer you, like say the 4,000, I'm trying to think if he had a nice 4,000. I don't remember the 1,200, but the 4,002 I never saw, but he did. I remember when they were offering it to the clubs, it was like fully loaded with about everything there was to do the video work.
Yeah, probably. It's
I just say, hey, you know, was this a club donation thing or?
Yeah.
I asked him about it once. I said, "What about that 4,000T?" He's like, "What 4,000T?"
No.
Really?
Oh.
Had it so long, I thought it was his then.
Yeah, I was hoping that's what he was alluding to. But I don't remember.
If I bought it, I'd want the money to go to the right place.
When it came, I remember when it came up though, I was like, wow, it's like everything there was for video. And his 4,000, he brought that to the meeting a couple of times.
By the way, Greg says hi remotely on the chat.
Okay.
Greg.
Down there in Hillsboro.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for, 235's me.
Yep. I'll have to take a trip down there at some point.
We can always just PayPal Johnny with the money. For the, it's a club, 4,000T.
Mm-hmm.
But what
But
are we
if he's
gonna?
gonna give it back.
He's had it now for what, 10, 15 years?
Jeez.
I don't know.
Jeez.
I'm not sure how long it's been, but has it been that long?
At least.
Maybe 10, I thought, but I don't know.
Think how long it's been since we've seen him.
Yeah, well, last time was it?
He never came to the, down there in Burleson.
Yeah, it was before that.
And he hardly ever came to one over there.
Transfer, librarian, yeah, both, he's been to both.
But we took the battery out.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Ooh.
Well, that's a bad thing?
You don't wanna leave
hopefully
the batteries
you did.
in.
Hopefully you did, yeah.
Yeah, but the only good thing is maybe if it's a tower and the motherboard's sitting up like this.
Oh
maybe
yeah.
That
Oh,
means-
boy. So much work.
Yeah, it is. I get to put mine back together at least.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that works. I'm sure it will. We tested it before it got out. But yeah, I was worried about not getting it back in time to get that video card in, and now the video card coming in is going to be the. No, so that's gonna show.
Where's that coming from?
Germany. Yeah. It's what's it called? It's
Z9.
yeah, it's the ZZ9900.
Yeah, that sure looked like fun.
I mean, it's got a built-in flicker fixer. It's got.
Chris, which kind did you order? Did you order the one for the 500 or the 3000?
The 3000, 4000.
Okay. Maybe I'll order the other one then, just so we have both to compare.
You might be waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like 9 months or
But that
something.
card sounds pretty wicked.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, you were the one who first told me about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about it, and I was talking to Paul because he ordered one too, and I talked about that, and I was like, well, the Vampire though comes with it's kind of the same cost, and it comes with that 68080, which is obviously an FPGA.
Yep.
FPGA. Yeah, and it has stuff like that. But Paul said no, he'd rather have the ZZ9900 because he said the and maybe you got a Vampire, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says the Vampire's awesome, but he usually uses it as a standalone because it basically you can't use anything else with it except for like the mouse and the keyboard, or
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I mean, it might as well be a standalone computer, essentially.
right. That's kind of what I thought. But the cool thing about it is
It just
it's
happens easy
backwards
Amiga
compatible.
architecture, yeah.
But is it running Amiga OS or what operating system is it running?
The ZZ9000?
No, the Vampire.
Vampire Amigas.
I don't know.
Amiga, it's there, that AROS.
Oh, it's that's where that comes in, the AROS.
They got their own version of
That,
AROS.
which came from, didn't that used to run on the PowerPC Mac we were talking about last month?
I think so, yeah.
MorphOS. This is AROS.
Well, no, but MorphOS and AROS are related in a way,
AROS
right?
was for PCs. They were developing because it originally stood for Amiga Replacement OS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
But this is,
I kind of like having the original
Yeah.
OS, I guess. Okay, this is what he says for the ZZ 9000, not 9900. Blah, blah, blah. Status January 13th, 2022. Parts for all cards sold so far, batch 8, are in stock and production is in progress. We have reopened pre-sales for batch 9.
Nice.
We expect for a June 2022 shipping target. Before buying, please keep in mind that due to the global chip shortage, additional delays can happen. We will ship your card eventually, but patience is key here.
Speaking of which, have y'all seen that like 20-year-old college sophomore that has developed his own chip fab, basically?
I heard about that. I didn't really read I read the title of it. That's what I heard, but I didn't really go into detail. But
I'm sorry, what was that?
There's basically this 20-year-old kid that's devised all this knowledge of industrial processes and chemical etching and all this jazz to make his own integrated circuits.
Oh.
And he's gone off and he's actually, I think, designed some sort of processor that has like 1,500 transistors on it or something like that. So you can get pretty good.
because that was the other thing Paul said, because he does all this electronic stuff, and I'm like, look, we have the Gerber files for certain things like the rejuvenator board that goes in the Amiga 1000. I said, why don't you just make something? He said it's all about the chips. He said it's just getting a hold of the chips. He says they just don't make them anymore, and different things like that. So I mean,
it's helpful if you got an FPGA. You can just plop in whatever you need the original chip to do in the Verilog or VHDL code and just make it do it.
I always wondered about that. I was just wondering about just making it, using but I don't know enough about those kind of things to do that.
Well, I will say that that was my only true A in college, was the FPGA's course.
That's awesome.
Northwestern was not known for being
got
easy
through
program.
digital electronics by the skin of my teeth. When I hated that class. I don't know what it was. I don't know why.
So the rejuvenator board, that's the new one that the guys from
No, that's originally an old one, but they
remade it.
Yeah, they reverse engineered it, and now they have all the files available on GitHub, where you can go.
Oh, interesting.
Build. If you have the stuff, you can build your own, but you need like certain chips, I think. And,
The chips, those are the chips that you can't find.
yeah, exactly. But some people are, have done it, but I guess you got to have a
Here we
run
go.
on those.
So one of our illustrious participators in the chat, Karen, has mentioned this Coffin OS. Is a R58 in particular is an optimized OS for Vampire accelerators. And so Coffin OS is optimized. It's basically like Amiga OS 3.9, and the CF image of it is 32 gigs. And it offers everything you need to get started with your Vampire Accelerator, including popular Amiga software such as Personal Paint, WHD Load, and gaming titles. And
OS. Huh. Interesting name.
mm-hmm.
Wasn't there another like board similar to Vampire coming out? The Buffy?
Oh, geez.
They really called it the Buffy.
Yeah.
To make fun of the Vampire Slayer.
Right.
As if the Amiga community needs more drama.
Of course.
Well, it's probably made by the same people.
Coffin OS. Interesting name.
I know, that's pretty funny to go along with the Vampire. But it just goes to show you how much it's like a standalone system at that rate.
Yeah.
Might as well just make your own OS for it.
I'm going to be running along, gentlemen.
Alrighty, adios.
Righty.
All right. Thanks for coming out, Ned.
Yep, it is getting to be the top of the hour. We have been streaming
Yeah.
a couple of hours already.
But it sounds like you can at least get another one of these cards if you want. But I'm hoping to see mine then. See you then.
Bye.
Yeah, we'll have to put them in a system, bring them once. They
That
come
will
and
definitely be
compare notes.
something that I could send. Hey, this is my review of the ZZ 9000.
you'd have one of the few reviews.
So,
Yeah.
how does the 500 version work?
I don't know. I guess it fits onto the. Maybe it uses the side slot also, or fits onto the process. I don't.
It's
You
onto
have to remove some of them, you have to remove the chip,
the chip.
plug a card in the place where the chip
Right.
was.
Mhm.
So that's also an accelerator for it, or no, just graphic?
Yeah, it's just graphics, so you're right, I mean, it would have to, the chip would probably have to, I don't know, I guess I could,
The best flicker,
I'm on the
There you go.
website, I could see.
the best flicker fixer they ever made was one that actually pulled out the chip, put it in place, and put the chip back on top of it. And that was the best flicker fixer they ever
So
made.
what's
It was
it,
the
the
only one that did
individual-
a full de-interlacing of everything.
Was it
But
the
there was so few of them, you hardly, you never could even find them, even back when it was popular. And plus, I think people didn't buy it because they didn't want to take their computer apart to put it in.
Yeah.
Well, it does say it's also, it's got a Ethernet interface.
Yeah, that's a pretty
USB
cool part.
support.
Yeah,
The
so
thing
there's like
is-
everything you need, practically more than one of them.
But I'm part of a Facebook group that's around this card, and a lot of them talk about like how sometimes, you know, it has these ports on it, but they don't work that well, or there's not having support or
Yeah,
something
they
like
need
that.
software
so-
developers get in there and fix it.
Yeah, well, if I knew how to do it.
This is your background crew. This is who's been manning the camera the whole time.
That's right, yeah.
And here's who's standing behind me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you might, I would say, oh, wait. Important, to use the ZZ9000 with Amiga 500, you need a Zorro 2 adapter like Rob Cranley's Z500 or the Checkmate 1500 Zorro adapter. So I'm guessing that is a little sidecar thing that's gonna go on and would have to be used in place of that.
The classic.
Not, yeah, 5.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Never mind.
Yeah, I think, you know, if this RGB to HDMI thing on the Raspberry Pi is as cool as it is for not just Amiga systems but other things, imagine how many monitors I could get rid of.
The only thing too bad that doesn't do the RTG graphics. That would have been great.
No, it does.
The HDMI to the Raspberry Pi one.
Oh.
I think I've read something talk about being able to do that now, or thinking about being able to do it now with the Raspberry Pi 02. Since it's
This
faster.
monitor, I would think, would handle anything because it's just the output, right? This monitor from this Dell monitor is right. I don't know how RTG graphics work. Then maybe that's because isn't it?
That's what I'm confused about. Also,
And I don't know. You guys know, or ever used
You're
RTG
using
graphics?
a library, you pre-install libraries in your,
I mean,
in
my
your
understanding
Amiga.
It uses the same display though, right? The same monitor and everything.
well, you would have to use
No, I was running, I think, a 31K monitor, not a 15K.
Mhm.
Like, I was running a 31, 31.4.
But this one is kind of like a multi-sync, and it would probably handle all of that. Then, if it
It
handles
goes down to 15, and it'll go up
Yeah,
to
if it goes, yeah, that's,
31
yeah,
and
you got all kinds of
multiple.
frequencies you use. If
Yeah.
it goes down to 15, you're covering everything that goes way back.
Yeah, I mean, I just got a Tandy 2000, which is like a 17 or 18 kilohertz scan rate, which is super weird. And I'm like this close to buying a monitor for it on eBay, but
Do you want me to pick up one of those monitors for you then?
that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean, is it a monitor or is this a Raspberry Pi thing?
Oh no, it's a monitor.
Okay.
Oh, we're talking, yeah,
I don't
Dell
know
monitor, yeah.
That's a Dell monitor.
It's a Dell monitor.
Send me a picture of it because I've got,
I could do better than that.
okay, I've got an old,
27 inch, right?
Yeah, it's a 27 inch.
holy moly, that's big. I've got an old Dell monitor that's about yay big, but it's a widescreen. And it goes with my SGI machine, which I'm assuming is also a 15K scan, but it's got a sync on green or some other weird things that it does too, and so,
SGI is in Silicon Graphic.
mhm,
Which one do you have?
Indigo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the green Indigos, it's like this.
Model
Oh,
number.
nice, nice.
Yeah, but, it's like that, see, there's an Asus that goes down to 15.
Mhm.
It looks just like another one, which if you get hit, you don't get the 15.
There's
That's
a
the thing.
list of them out there, but the list is so outdated.
Oh, no.
You can't get it.
Yeah.
You can't find any of those.
Believe it or
monitors.
not, that's what I did though. So I found that list, and I found one of those monitors at Computer Reset, and Willie sold it to me for like $20.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then I was telling the guys that up in Computer Crusher in Denton, hey, look out for these things too.
That computer, what?
There's like a resale shop, I guess, called Computer
My cousin
Crusher.
goes up there almost every Saturday and brings back a truckload of computer stuff.
Oh, brother.
It's called what now?
Computer Crusher.
Computer Crusher.
Yeah.
And what do they sell?
Oh, they're up in Denton. They sell a variety of things. I've been up there and looked at old keyboards. They had
Brought
a
back truckloads of laptops even at times.
IBM PS2 P70, like the portable 386 machine with the gas plasma display. They've had, ooh.
I'm trying to.
He goes through them and
Yeah,
finds the
the
ones that
model number,
work,
the
and
model
fixes them
number.
up
Yeah,
and
here
sells
we
them.
go. I've got the model number.
I got it now.
It is the SE2722H.
Right.
And let's see. Oh my God, it's sold out.
The Micro Center? Oh,
It's effing sold out.
Like all of a sudden, just in the last bit or
The
what?
monitors?
There was 21 of them whenever Bill sent out the.
No way.
they probably put it out there and said, look, a monitor for $189.
I guess so. Well, I guess who all got them doesn't know that they've got the magical capability.
I bet
That's
they
not-
found
Any Raspberry Pi Zeros in stock? We gotta get another one.
the 2W or the regular.
Did you see that
The
they,
2W.
you see they finally have released the 64-bit Raspberry Pi operating system? It's now official on the front page, right there below the 32 one.
Really?
Yes. And it says you can get it, and you have, if you got like one of the 8 gig memory things, it works properly now.
Oh wow, it took them a bit.
It says.
See, for a long time it was hidden. You had to go digging around to find it because it wasn't ready to go. But now it's reached prime time, and it's right there below the 32. You got 32, and then right below it's a 64-bit one.
I don't know what I'm looking for here though. I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I'm looking for here,
You
and I
get to
don't.
their, right at the start of the webpage, it just put Raspberry.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, I mean, I even selected, they had the drop down to 2W, that's how I do that, and then I clicked on it, and maybe you'd think it'd be one of the, this is like the,
It's a little card, something like that.
Well, according to
Also, that
this-
little card there.
yeah,
You
but
said
it's-
Micro Center? I'm looking at Micro Center right now. It's unavailable online, but it says 25 plus new in stock, buy in store.
Oh, in the store,
okay,
nice.
That's right.
It says buy in store.
For the two.
What is it? Whoa,
159.
whoa, that's not the, what am I doing here? Cause I,
159.
159. Earl's giving it away.
are you looking at the correct model number?
Dell SE 2422H.
No, that's not
Full
the same one that I
HD.
had. I had, it should be the SE 2722.
Oh, I got the 24, okay, this is 24. That's the 24, sorry, okay, this is the 27.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I looked for originally.
27, 22.
And it does say sold out.
It dropped to 179.
Yeah. I wonder if the 24 is the same.
They are looking at Dallas.
Yeah, I was before in Dallas, yeah.
That's really something, that'd be something to go on eBay and look for that model.
I wonder if the 24 would work too.
Yeah, that's my question. It's like, I'd rather have the 24, honestly. It's a little bit smaller.
Is the 24 good?
It doesn't say, it says 75 made a refresh.
Refresh.
Yeah. I wonder if you can compare the two.
60.
Yeah, there it is right there.
60 hertz VGA, 75 hertz HDMI.
You'd have to probably go to the Dell website and maybe look at the actual specifications, and because they may not list them out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably true. Like, I feel like half these manufacturers don't even specify that it can do 15K, even if it does.
VGA connector.
They're like, nobody cares about that. Let's just put 31.
This is the 27,
Yeah.
but the 24, I believe, is pretty much just,
Yeah, you don't need an adapter for that 27. It's got a 15-pin VGA connector.
What now?
Here's the
That 27's got a 15-pin VGA connector, so you wouldn't even need an adapter.
No, but a 15 pin, but I don't have a, I don't
Here's
have
a
a.
24, the 24 also has a 15 pin.
Yeah, they all, I have monitors that have 15 pin, but you don't have but coming out of the back of the Amiga is still that 29 pin or 23 pin, and so you'd need I don't have a cable that goes from that to VGA.
Yeah, really. I used to go to cable shops and have those made.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
You know any cable shops around here?
Who knows where they're at now? There was two I used to love. One was in Arlington and one was right over there in Hearst. Remember, I called the one in Hearst because I worked there, and I said, "Can you make this a cable that runs 15 pin to 23?" He said, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
I bet you could probably order one out of Croatia or Poland or something like that.
Oh, you know, there was that adapter that Commodore sent out with every 4000. This little chrome looking thing, and plugged it right into the 23 port, and 15 was on the back of it.
Yeah.
And now people are remaking those over on eBay.
Oh yeah.
If you look at what they done, they took a 25 and cut 2 pins off.
Yes, I noticed that too. My S-cart cable, or SCART, what do you call that?
Yep.
Anyway, it had, somebody did that when they built it, I could see, so I was looking at the connector, and it's like, somebody just cut this over here, it's obviously not meant to, I guess, hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, same thing with on eBay. I've been looking at before I got my Super Gen SX, I was looking at the original Super Gen. All of them, a 25-pin connector cut from the factory.
Yeah, that's kind of, I guess you save money that way, instead of having to custom make one.
Yeah, at that time, back in,
Yeah, when I had that cable man, that guy said, these 23-pin connectors are hard to get. And he said, I've been getting a lot of people asking for them. I said,
Yeah, no doubt.
Tell them about you.
I mean, send the business your way.
Mm-hmm.
When I get home, I'm going to look and see if I can find some specs on that 24 compared to that 27, which I'd rather have that anyway, because
Yeah, you don't need the.
Yeah, 27. I have one at the house, and I sit my 15-inch laptop next to it, open the monitor, and it's just way too big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even my eyes start not working on the laptop monitor. Yeah, 24, I think, is probably better route.
With all the competition going, I'll tell you, that microcenter, if you go over, there's like a beehive of activity.
Oh my God, you ain't kidding. Every day you go there, and that place is packed with people. And the bums know about it too, because they'll wait outside and they'll start asking you, giving you the story about, hey, I'm a veteran and stuff like that. And I recognize the same guy. I'm like, you're still here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm a veteran too, buddy.
No boy. So
Right?
which store is this?
At Micro Center.
Oh, I see.
Down on 75.
In Spring Creek.
Yeah, actually
Yeah.
Spring Valley.
Spring Valley. Some
Yeah.
spring.
Did you see they closed that Walmart around the block from it?
I did.
Oh, no.
I want to know what was going on there. I've never seen a Walmart just close.
Mm-hmm.
They were having probably theft and all kinds of stuff going on.
I've seen a Walmart close here or there.
Really?
Yeah.
And we had one
And they built another one a few months
Or I'd say,
away.
yeah, but this is a giant super. This is like the big one.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't made it to a FEMA camp.
Oh
They started doing that like 2 years ago.
my
3 years
gosh!
ago.
Wow.
If you ever go to Micro Center before it opens,
Mm-hmm.
I got this U-Haul place over by it, I could see it, and I'm telling everyone, why are all these people lined up? What's going on over at Micro Center? They'd be lined up going around the buildings, waiting for the graphic card, they're waiting to get in.
I bought a new graphics card, and the last time I was there, because of the snow. This was just a few days ago. Because of the snowstorm or whatever, it was like they closed down for that day. But apparently got some in or whatever. And I was in there, and I'm like, because they had a bunch of them, kind of like they had one in the cabinet. They're locked up in the cabinet. I'm like, is this the only one? He goes, we have one left, this gigabyte one. I mean, they're still expensive. The markup on those is still high. They're not going for MSRP, but I got the very last 3080 Ti on that. So, but it was $1,500. So,
I was
but
over
now-
3060.
How many gigs on that one? 12?
12, yeah, it's still 12. But I sold my 1080 Ti on eBay for $650.
What?
And I paid. I think that's right around what I originally paid for it.
Yeah. At 3060, I was interested in it, and it was like, showing a MSRP of $299. I go over there, they had gobs of it, it's like $7.99.
Yes, yeah, it's the same thing with the 3080. It was like, it's like the MSRP was originally like $9.99 or whatever, and I had to pay $1,500 for it.
Jeez, that's like crack prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the graphics cards are crazy.
I couldn't get one any. I've been doing that Newegg shuffle.
Mm.
I finally won it. I finally won the Newegg shuffle.
Cool.
But you have to. I missed the notification, and they put it in your cart only for they put it in my cart for like 45 minutes.
Jeez.
And I saw it afterwards, and I was like, no. And the only thing is, F them, because they force you to buy other stuff with it too, like power supply or a motherboard. And I wouldn't have probably bought it anyway. The total with the 3080 Ti and like a motherboard was like $2,700.
My God.
I'm like, I'm not gonna buy that anyway. So that's like the one time I win the stupid shuffle. A, I don't even have the opportunity to buy it, but B, it was $27. And I'm figuring that's the reason why I may have won it, is because so many other people passed on it because they're not going to pay that.
Yeah, I see complaints out there about the new egg scam, they call it.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about the Newegg scam too.
Yeah. There was some reviewer that said he bought a motherboard off of them. And he didn't even open it. He didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a reviewer. He's a famous YouTuber. He's got. I guess that's why I thought 8-bit had more subscribers. This guy has like 5 million or 6 million subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the tech guys that's always. It's kind of like Linus Tech Tips, kind of an offshoot of him. And he did a whole video on it. He was like, yeah, I guess they picked the wrong person to mess with because they basically said it was like a $600 motherboard, a $600 motherboard.
No way.
And he just sent it. They didn't even open it. They're like, oh, we don't need it. They just sent it back, whatever. And then they denied him a refund because they just said, no, the pins are bent on it.
Wow.
Oh, but the guy had everything documented.
He didn't have anything.
Oh.
No, he just said it.
He got it in, and then it's like, sometimes they build that they were working on, they went in a different direction or whatever, and so he didn't even open it up. He just like put a new label on it and sent it right back. And they said, no, we're denying your refund because pins are bent on it. And it's like,
Whoa.
I didn't even open it. And so he was talking about through the customer service. He was detailing all his steps that he went through, talking to like, look, it's at this point, it's not even about the money. It's more about how if you're screwing people over. And it was kind of a bad deal. And so,
Well, that's good to know. I wouldn't buy anything from them.
well, just be careful, I guess. Now, when I last time I did that is I did open it up and just made sure they sent me what they said they sent me, but it was brand new, unopened in the box. Last time I sent something back, so I mean.
The thing about Newegg is you can find something from their place, they'll sit there and show you how much it costs in shipping. Then you go on eBay, you find the same product, and you look at this from Newegg, and it has free shipping from there. Like, they're charging you buy shipping from them, but yet they're going to send it to you through eBay with no shipping costs.
Yes, that's exactly right. It's so funny you pick up on that, because I saw the same thing. I'm like, my Newegg, and I
used to think Newegg was great, but I haven't dealt with them now. It's like, it's getting worse and worse.
Their prices used to be good. But they had a big variety, but now they're just like.
I usually deal with them. I went to either Fry's, Micro Center, or Newegg. I would kind of shop between them, and I would kind of bounce around. Now there's no more Fry's, so that's
crazy. Micro Center will actually have like discounts on stuff. They're like their Intel processors and stuff. They do. I like.
Yeah, Micro Center. The last few things I bought. Bought a few things from them from Newegg, but from Micro Center. Yeah, the only thing it's a little farther for me. I mean, is probably not that bad.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes.
For me, it's probably about 35 minutes. Yeah, so it's a little bit of hike.
On a good day, the traffic over there.
Yeah, well, that's 35 minutes with no traffic, not during rush hour. Yeah, or that's like during the day or something, middle of the day. But
I can take the back roads to get there.
Yeah, it's a little distant for me. I mean, just like I suppose Fry's was basically it's like 20 minutes away from me.
Yeah, there were several of them.
Yeah,
I always like the themes.
Is the one I went to.
Yeah. I always have different themes at Fry's, like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like that. One of the steers in it.
Yeah.
One down in Houston, space stuff down there.
Oh, that's
Well, there was
wild.
one in California that had like pyramids and stuff like that.
Aztec.
Yeah, maybe that's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
When
Yeah,
did they go out of
Aztec, yeah.
business?
It was about 2 years, it's not quite, I think it's quite 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while now, yeah.
There was one not too far from here.
Mhm.
I went to, it was all done in granite, you know, or marble, no, it's marble,
Yeah,
with a
it was the one
big
in
piano
Irving.
laying in the out in the
That's
middle.
right, they used to have
That was the
people
one in
playing.
Irving.
Yeah,
Had marble, these marble balls in the front.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The one
The
on West
columns
Coast was playing.
inside, you know.
Oh yeah.
I like the one that has all western over there. We go in there that had the walls painted so it looked like it was a sunset, the cowboys were out.
Yeah, I think that was the executive drive one in Dallas, right?
And they,
Was the Western one?
told me, I worked at the one in Arlington, and they kept telling me, yeah, we got our stuff's in the back right there. We're gonna blow all the other fries away with our decoration.
They
Never
did.
came out. They never did it.
No, they were always the Incredible Universe.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right, it was,
They
it
used
was
to
something
be,
else
and they,
before that.
basically they were the unincredible universe.
Yeah, all the original ones had cool themes. Then they started making them all cookie cutter after a while.
Oh.
Did you ever see the show Mr. Robot?
Maybe I think I've seen like snippets of it.
It was a pretty good show. I liked it, but we're all in the tech, guys hacking and whatever. But the thing about it is, it was hacking with a group, and to the group they had to go hide in hiding.
Mhm.
And they show them one day. They're I forgot where they were. I think they were in New York, basically. But then they went into hiding, and it seemed like they were in California, but they're sitting around in front of this big box superstore.
Mhm.
But they got the white shirts with the ties on, and they're at Fry's.
Oh my gosh.
They don't say they're at Fry's, but it's
Yeah.
just implied that, it's a really techie show and everything. It was really, I thought it was really kind of funny that there are these super hackers, and then they heard they're selling, they're complaining about selling, I don't know, CD-ROM drives or something, and, it was very humorous. I don't think a lot of people caught it. Well, you were into that kind of thing, which probably a lot of
Yeah.
people were, but it was kind of funny that.
It's kind of like when you see someone typing on an Amiga, most people would never notice it. It'd be like, yeah, they're just typing on an old computer or something,
Mhm.
but we'd be like, that's an Amiga.
Yeah, that's an Amiga 1000.
Yeah,
That's a 2000, yeah.
that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Those weather chaps.
I was looking in here, they have some of those, I wanna go to Kansas, make a drive to Kansas.
Oh my God.
They have some in Kansas.
Like when I'm on my way to Oklahoma, I just swing over there by Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Kansas, so I guess
You're
it's
halfway
over,
there.
I think it's probably Kansas City, I would think, but.
Yeah.
Then other places, my daughter lives in, Maryland. The two stores in Maryland, I'm not sure they're near or not, they had some there.
Well, I
One
bet you
store
if
like
they're still
20.
available, I could probably get them off eBay, probably just pay a little bit more or something, or do it.
Maybe less.
Yeah, maybe Newegg, look at Newegg.
But Dell could be dumping them on eBay. I've had some of the manufacturers do that, go on eBay and
I guess
see,
that's true, yeah.
see the manufacturer dumping the stuff. I know Apple was doing it, getting rid of their old line of computers, a bunch of their Intel jobs. brand new, and you look and say, from Apple.
That's funny.
Well, it might be good at Dell.
Yeah, you could probably sometimes you could not pay tax on it. Well, you're gonna,
It's like Dell 169, free shipping.
really?
Yeah, Dell.
Yeah, I think the only difference is,
Dell's got them, yeah, 169.
Free shipping.
Free shipping. They also have a 21.5, a 24 inch. It's the same number.
27228, sure.
You have 21 inch. I don't know if the specs are
They
the
like
same.
the-
All part of the same group, looks like,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is just a loaner
Same
laptop
spec?
from DMS that I can.
You
Chat
got a
with
choice
people
of
on
two
the
screen
stream,
sizes,
too.
the same number.
okay.
I don't-
Well,
I haven't really
It's a
used it a
different
whole bunch,
number
but I
for
would say
the-
this is
Well, I
kind
mean,
of
the
slow.
same group.
Same group.
I've heard
But
that.
you know what I
Yeah.
can do, is worst case scenario.
Having a hard
I
time
can
keeping
take
up
it
with all
home,
this
try it
tabs.
out, and if it doesn't work, just take it back.
Let's
I
see.
mean,
I'm
I
gonna
like
look up
doing
this
that,
monitor
but at the same
that
time, it's
Tech
like-
999 is talking about.
21,
Stephen
24,
Jones'
27.
monitor.
Yeah, see, the 24 inch is 164, so it's really not that much cheaper, but
But that one's available at Micro Center though, the 24 inch.
24 inch, but that was, I forgot what that was, 159?
Yeah.
Plus the taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna have, if you order it from Dell, I guarantee
Yeah,
that you
you're
pay
gonna pay
taxes
taxes.
because
They're in Texas.
they're in Texas.
yeah.
In fact, most places that I've seen before seem to do the whole miraculously, they do
Government
taxes
crap.
now. I used to order from, that was the other thing, I used to order from Newegg and eBay so then not pay taxes. So now
Right.
they charge taxes.
Right.
Yeah, or even Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you
well,
know,
they didn't charge that
the
much
state
tax.
government realized how much money they were losing.
Yeah, exactly.
You just let all that stuff slip. So
Well, no, they're also charging you, don't you have to pay taxes if you make more than $600 on Cash App?
it's a
Venmo,
business
I've
transaction kind of
heard of
thing.
it, yeah, but I don't think it's, you know.
If it's a personal transaction, I don't think they're
And
gonna
how are they
care
gonna
about
track
it too
that
much.
shit? I mean, it's just like, I don't have a 1099 to, you know, I'm gonna write this down after I, you know,
Yeah.
if that's even the right.
You're a patriotic American.
Yeah,
You know?
pay your taxes. F you, government. Why, just so you could go blow it on something else?
Or give it to
Or
someone.
go blow it on smoking kits, crack, paying for crack pipes. You heard about that?
Yeah, the crack for the free crack pipes.
Yeah, I think it was got the
Crazy,
VGA point.
man. It is.
But you see
Yeah,
the
I've seen
new,
it. I've seen it. It's gotta get the-
Steven
head
Jones
of
and a lot of
Department of
Amiga
Energy.
related
The other
products.
thing with the VGA ports, it won't go down that low though.
I know, but that's better.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
I don't. It's not going to depress me any more than it is. It?
Oh man, I'm sorry, I think it is. No, it's fine.
Having a good chat this time, it seems like.
That's good. I'll need to. I should have hooked up my laptop to converse.
Because let's see, we've got.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. They were
seen
talking.
that?
Yeah. I didn't know that, but you're right. Yeah. The higher. Oh my god. Yeah. There's
oh my
there's
God,
worse
this
out
thing
there.
loads.
That's
There's like the.
Okay, this is the Checkmate monitor, and I'm thinking this is the Stephen Jones project, maybe? I can't tell.
Stephen Jones, son of Jerry Jones.
Stephen Jones, that the guy who, the conservative conspiracist?
No, it's an
Alex
Amiga.
Jones. Alex Jones.
Yeah, one Jones. They're all the same.
Yeah.
man, but he's been right on everything.
That's the scary part.
Yes.
I think it's his presentation that comes.
Yeah, it
up
looks
with
like it's a flat panel display that's running,
Is it running Bro?
showing
Just
Amiga
the background?
OS.
What is this?
This is supposedly,
That was like the color burst screen.
yeah, it's a monitor, and I'm trying to figure out what they're showing on here. But I guess it's got some hardware in there that can adjust to various.
Checkmate.
Oh, here we go. The Checkmate 1500 Plus. Let's see what that says.
I've seen that. That's like a modular case where you can fit.
You get Raspberry Pi in it, you go to 1200 key motherboard, 500 motherboard.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I have a 500 motherboard that needs a new case, and so I kind of looked at that. But then I was looking at the cost. I was like, man, I don't need it that bad.
Mhm.
What was the cost?
I want to say you're probably spending. It's either like
It's a
$300 or $400 minimum.
But you can get any color you want.
Yeah, and it's modular. And, I mean, it's a cool thing, and I understand you're going to pay a little bit more for niche stuff, but
It's modular. How's it modular?
you can fit you can order the panels to hold different ports and stuff, and you can.
Oh, the back panel?
Or I remember reading about it, but I don't remember all the
You
details.
want to play one main, especially for the Raspberry Pi to mount down in there.
Yeah.
Run your cables out to wherever you need.
There you go. Yeah, so it's kind of like that. It's not just.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's
Interesting.
asking me a lot of questions that I didn't know how to answer.
The
So.
Checkmate 8500.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems
it's
like
15
Oh,
bucks, yeah.
plus.
Oh, yeah.
everything's got a plus, don't you know?
Plus,
Disney
of
Plus,
course.
Apple TV Plus.
My language has a C++ on it. So.
Right.
There you go, an extra plus,
Yeah,
huh?
your flesh is
Yeah,
good
I
buds.
like
I got a plus with a Z. Plus.
Cool. I suppose it is in a way. The monitor is a new project. Yeah, so if this monitor supports all the different scan rates, that'd be pretty
Samsung,
cool.
Yeah, until he makes like 10 of them and they get sold out instantly.
Mhm.
And that's what always happens to me.
Oh, yeah. Well,
this
gang,
actually worked out good because I'd rather have a 24 if it'll do the same thing than the 27, I guess.
What was that again? Checkmate 1500? Is that
Yep.
Yeah, because I get that 27 be sitting right in front of you and you'd be.
Yeah, that's what and I had the 15-inch on the laptop, so just doing the dual monitor for work. I'm like, man, I can't even see anything on the
small laptop.
Well, this is the gang, I guess, until next month. We're
Yeah,
gonna
next month. I gotta
say
run.
bye because everybody's got to run here. It's now about 4:30, so we're about 30 minutes over anyway. So until next time, unless I see you sooner, bye-bye from Texas Nerd House, and we'll see you next month.
Bye-bye.
Nerd out.
Cool. Let's see.
All right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe, how many subscribers you got so far?
About 1150, I think, or
That's
something.
pretty good, man. Oh, yeah.
It's not bad considering I haven't like properly produced a video in about a year and a half. I've just been doing these streams.
Yeah, that's always, well, it's not like you have like 2 kids or anything now, right?
Yeah, not like there's 2 kids at the house for sure.
Yeah.
And all right, everybody says adios. Cool. Yep.
All right.
I haven't even shown my second one on the channel yet. Only the first one's ever been pictured. But someday she'll get on there too.
Yeah, don't forget that thing, Dave. That's...
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Hey, but you let me know what old Dan says.
Do you have any
Catch y'all later,
doors
bye.
that don't work?